Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Black Girl Podcast. There's no celebrity here, just us. We wanted to let you know that we are having a huge Halloween party at the Barclays Center. So stay tuned. It is actually on October 31st. You can come to a game and then you can come hang out with us. Have a good party. We having a party. So come dress in your cute little Halloween costumes. We want to meet you guys. We want to hang out. So make sure you guys are heading to our Black Girl Pod social medias at Black Girl Pod, Instagram and Twitter for tickets, information, and we will see you there.
And hit us up on Twitter to tell us what you think we should dress like or who we should be. At Black Girl Pod, Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up. Hit us up.
Okay, let's get to the episode.
Black Girl Podcast, episode 41. I'm Scotty Beam.
I'm Safira M.
I'm Bex.
I'm Alicia P.
I'm Gia Peppers. Yeah.
That's not right. We all should have sang it.
No.
If you wanted to sing, you should have sang.
You're on your own with that one.
Fine. I'll sing my next intro.
Now, Safira, since you weren't here for the last episode.
That's facts.
Crazy.
Hey, girl.
Right?
Hey, girl.
Let's
Hey.
start with you.
Welcome
Updates.
back.
What's going on?
Where you at?
Welcome
Where you
back.
be?
How you feeling?
Hey guys. I'm feeling okay. Can't complain.
Skin popping.
Yeah, it's a good blonde.
Thanks, guys. I know I'm back to blonde for not for long though, but I'm good. I can't complain. Just been coming to a lot of self-realizations and processing that and owning up to that. Just trying to be the best me that I could be.
Yes.
Like, it's a struggle. Tracy G posted something the other day
Hi, Tracy.
that, like, it really
Been on a roll.
and I think you reposted it too, Scotty. But it really
I put
just
it on my Instagram?
yeah.
Is it about
it was that
celebrity
crazy.
and dark?
It says
yeah.
to anyone out there still wanting to enter the entertainment industry, I pray for the maintenance of your light because it's dark over on this side.
Super dark.
When I saw that,
Black.
I was just like, wow, because like all of us are in the entertainment industry essentially, but some of us, Scotty, Gia, y'all are more on the forefront. You guys are actual talent in different capacities and for different medias. Alicia, myself, and Rebecca have worked on the back end of things and, you know, like been more on the producer side. And it's just like, no matter which part of the entertainment industry that you're in, no matter what you've done, no matter where you are in the path of the whole industry in itself, it still touches you in that same very way. So like just that everybody is kind of in this headspace right now, it kind of was a little bit of solace because it's like you're not in it alone, but it's just, it seems like this year has been such a heavy laden year. Like there's been so many wins, but within the wins there's been like some crazy losses for myself personally, and I know like for a lot of people around me, but it's just like hopefully 2019 shapes up, or hopefully the rest of this year shapes up.
Yeah, still time.
Yeah.
It will. Do you believe it, sis?
Yes, Reverend
If you
Peppers.
do,
Yes, Reverend.
you just got saved.
Thank you. Those like the pastors that be on this BET overnight. Order this miracle water for $9.99.
And then the people be
Too
like,
much.
I ordered the miracle water and I prayed for a check and the check came for $2,000.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, I don't know.
So you would buy the miracle water.
Here's the thing. Who's lying on God's behalf? That's kind
Okay.
of crazy.
That's
You know
crazy.
what? You raised a
You
good point.
would be surprised.
Child, they got miracle
Because they
water,
could be actors.
That miracle
miracle
cloth.
cloth.
Yeah, and I remember the miracle cloth. The girl got it rubbed on her knees.
And then she walked.
And she was walking out of the wheelchair. You can't lie.
Y'all ain't saying
You can't lie like that.
why you look like one of them right now smiling.
Yo,
You can't lie.
Yo, Deanna, you're
can't lie like
insane.
All I'm
You
saying
have a
is,
problem.
all I'm saying is, you just can't lie on God's behalf.
That
That's
shit
kinda
is
crazy.
nuts.
You would
It
be
is
surprised.
nuts.
Do you know how many packets of miracle water that they have to dive up? Like,
How did we get here?
That's a hell. That's you think you're going to hell for that?
that is a special type of hell.
Different.
Relying on God and then inspiring
their
other
money.
people to believe the lie.
Yeah.
But
More
then
money.
here's the thing. I mean, like, obviously these people are actors, but like, I just really want to know, like, What be going through your mind when you be like, okay, I'm preparing for this role to act like I can't walk, but now let me act like I walk.
Oh
No,
my
I
God.
want
And when you have anxiety, do you pray to God for your anxiety before you blasphemy?
Hey, I'm about to lie on you real quick, but God,
God, hold me
I owe
down.
you one.
Hold me down.
I'll pay you
they're
back.
gonna
I'll
pay me
back.
for this.
I
So
just
you gave
want
this
to
to me.
know what's going through
Yeah,
the
that's
head.
The
of
opportunity
those
was
that
someone
paid
else's.
the-
It would have gone to someone else.
That called the 800 number. What goes through that mind?
Child, Desperately.
That's
Well,
like,
desperately.
let me-
What'd you
Because
say?
I actually would
Desperacy.
call- if I was-
What you calling for?
I mean, I was younger because I was like, I
Well,
want to
yeah.
call
I
wonder
to
what's
see
going
where
on.
You get it, and what happens? You rub it on your elbows or whatever, and it, the darkness goes away. Or
Oh,
whatever.
Lord.
Like I don't know. I love infomercials. That's one thing I love watching. Motown. Who remembers the Motown
Yes.
one? I watch those a lot. Woo! I love
The
soul.
R&B soul albums. Baby,
No,
can
my
you
infomercials are more
stop
like
the
OxyClean
rain?
and like the magic scrub,
That shit looks
And
incredible.
the
How
magic
we get-
mop,
how we
and
get
everything
here?
you thought
I'm
was
sorry, it was my
convenient
fault.
is a huge X.
No, but you
And
know
now
what? There have
that's
been some
something better.
successful
Oxy was
businesses.
fire.
Yeah,
I bought the Oxy.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
It's still around
that's what I'm
too.
saying.
It
There have
works.
been successful businesses from infomercials. OxyClean, Insanity with Sean T.
that is very.
There's a lot of
It works.
The whole
hip hop
It
abs.
works.
And before that, Tybo.
Okay, Tybo.
Listen.
Tybo. And before that,
Who was the guy that did Tybo again?
Billy Blank.
Billy
When
Blank.
I tell you,
He was
Tybo
the
got me
dude.
through. He was.
He was that dude for like a year.
It's very true because my
So
mother
then
has a
is
lot
that
of Tybo
Richard-
tips.
Tybo ho.
Simmons? Didn't he? Wasn't he
Richard
the
Simmons
OG?
was that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he was the OG.
but he wasn't Tybo. Billy
No,
Blanks.
Tybo. Oh, just stepped it up. Like, Tybo really put his foot into
Why
the
you
I'm
work.
giving
telling
the
y'all, my
accent
mother
thing,
has
like,
Tybo
what?
tape.
Tybo.
Still.
Tybo.
Still.
Minute workout.
Tybo.
My mom was
You
big
guys you a
on Donna
nigga.
Joyner.
That's Tom
Joyner's
Joyner's
wife.
Yeah.
Wife? Ex?
Ex.
I don't know.
You never can tell.
It's strange.
But she is great.
Yeah,
Yeah, her workout tapes were so
That's
cute
so
back in the
nostalgic.
day. Yeah.
it is. Workout tapes are nostalgic.
I mean, what else did you guys
People
like
don't
to
do
watch?
that.
What were your favorite VHSs?
Oh, I was gonna say infomercial. We doing this?
My favorite VHS was Cinderella, Brandy,
know
Whitney
it.
Houston.
She's gonna say
I
that.
still know all the words.
Here's what I don't understand.
That's a really bad one. It's
for
possible.
rain.
Plain
And a
yellow
prince to
pumpkin.
join
I'm
in
a
marriage.
nerd.
It's possible.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's when the hands
Actually
actually are appropriate for the
How was the prince Asian and the dad?
Hey, bro,
It was
look.
equal opportunity
And the black-
Disney.
They just
movie.
said they tested it out. Okay.
It was.
Whoopi Goldberg was his mother.
Goldberg
correct?
was
mother.
black. The father was white.
Yeah,
White.
and
The
then
father.
Adopted.
He was
That's
adopted.
it.
was
That's
adopted.
Oh, no,
it.
I was just
Love
trying to
is
figure out.
love.
I was just thinking.
That's
But then
it.
also the stepsisters were white and black as
White
well.
as
Yes, they
fuck.
were.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It was about not seeing color. It was about
Okay, no.
enjoying the
Color was
music.
alright. I think we saw color.
I
That's
saw the color.
Right.
Right.
A lot of color.
I saw a
It-
lot of color.
Well, all that really mattered at the time was that
Brandy and Whitney Houston were
Exactly.
starring in one film, honey.
That came out actually on the ABC Disney movie nights, right?
Yep.
That was a big thing.
Man,
That was a
do
big
you
thing.
know? Like,
Sunday night.
I was the only kid in school that was always wearing braids because my mom really hated doing hair. She just is like, I don't got time for that, child. Just put your hair in
Right, throw
braids.
some braids in and
Throw
shut
some
up.
braids in there, and then my dad's sister is a natural hairstylist in DC, so
dope.
we used to live in her salon.
That's dope.
So when people used to like make fun of me and stuff, like I would really like I identify with Brandy. Like Brandy was it before Beyonce. Brandy was it for me, and so to have Whitney Houston and then Brandy and
Yeah.
a Disney fairy tale,
Heavy.
man, I
was
still
lit.
watch it to this
Yes.
day.
Oh, yeah.
And get
I
happy.
still
man.
also
Good.
try to find it on
It's on
YouTube,
That was
and
the first-
piece it together and watch
That
it.
was the first time we saw
Part
Black
3. For
Princess.
part 2,
Yeah.
click here.
For us.
For us.
Yeah,
our-
before
yeah.
And Brandy
Princess
was
and the
already
Frog.
the
Frog.
black princess at that
Yeah,
time.
she
So.
what? Moesha was on. She
was
was
watching Moesha
singing.
today.
She had a
too.
Barbie.
She
I
did.
had it.
Did.
For me, it was Hercules.
Yeah, first VHS. Oh, I know what
It
my
wasn't
favorite
first,
one. Your
but I think
favorite.
it's my favorite
I know
because
what my
of the
favorite
black
was.
women that sang.
yeah.
The
Oh
muses.
my god, I love them so much, and I think it had the best actual soundtrack. Like I love the soundtrack. I love Hercules. Period. I think a black person wrote it. I don't know who
I know.
wrote it, but-
Series?
My-
The TV
I love
series?
it.
I
No,
watched
no,
it.
no, no.
I watched it too. Him and Aphrodite.
I
had
know.
it crazy. They need to chill out. They need to chill out.
That's so funny. That's when Disney had like so many channels,
Yeah.
but My favorite VHS was Moonwalker, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and I remember like me and my brother used to have to ask my mom to watch it because it was Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And it was the actual cassette. It wasn't a record because we did have a lot of recorded videos from TV, but
me as well.
Like we had to ask for the special one. So I remember we'd be like, all right, let's do what we gotta do, and then let's go ask her. And then of course I was the youngest, so it'd be like, you really gotta ask. I'm not asking. So it was just like it was this whole big thing around it, and we watched it all the time. I used to know it by heart from when it was Smooth Criminal to whatever the next video was. It was just all of his videos. It was so cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Mine was Polly with Keisha Knight Pulliam and Felicia Rashad. It was a remake of Polly Ann, I think.
Polly.
There's a lot of dancing in that movie.
What? It was singing and dancing. It was such a beautiful movie. So what ended up happening with Keisha Knight, she lost her parents in a car accident and had to live with her aunt, who was like a really posh, Southern, expensive.
I'm gonna find it now.
Yeah.
Cute.
And
That would be a dope movie
so
night.
she was so Keisha Knight came from like a poorer urban city, and her aunt was
So it was
richer.
like the Fresh Prince of Keisha Knight.
Right, pretty much. Yes, Keisha Knight. I mean, Felicia Rashad was beautiful throughout the movie.
She's still beautiful.
Yeah,
today,
still
so
to
it's
this
not-
day.
It ain't no past tense.
But she was the aunt that had no love in her heart, pretty much, and
the
Keisha
girl is the one who
had
shows
to.
her how to
Polly had to
do
come
that.
exactly, but she ends up getting really hurt and pretty much almost dying, and that's when Felicia Rashad. Sorry, you wanted to watch it?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm gonna watch
audiences.
it.
Spoiler alert! Yeah, but it was a really good movie. I literally used to watch that
You're
every
that
single
person
day.
that tweets spoilers, aren't you?
No, I'm not them.
Facebook.
I
You
just
guys
fucked up
watched this
today.
yet? Oh well.
No, I'm not.
Everybody watch.
I
Right, see,
know.
that's very
No, it's not. I'm actually completely opposite of that. I'm actually mad I did that. I just didn't think y'all would want to
You're
watch.
kidding.
I saw it.
What is it called again? Collagen? What is it?
Poly.
Collagen?
Did you say college?
I thought you said college.
No, Polly.
Polly.
Mhm.
Polly, that's it.
Polly.
Polly.
P as in Peter.
Polly
P as in
Pocket.
Polly.
Did anybody ever watch 17 again?
Yes,
sir. That's one of my favorite.
I was just thinking about that shit.
When that grandfather when he
me
said,
tell you.
"Hello,
Let me tell you, Grandpa,
Granddad."
and he still looked that way.
Yeah, he looked
Still
good.
looked that way.
Where is he now? That's
Child,
really
We need
I
an
was
update.
wondering.
How we get
I
here?
know.
I was
I
wondering
know
where he
can be.
was.
Hello?
All right.
Hello?
Well, we
Lost
went down a
connection.
rabbit hole.
We really had, like, when UPN was popping,
Oh,
when
was
WB
it?
was popping,
Yeah.
we really had a really
Wait.
dope time with black television.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people, like, my dad really wasn't a fan of Martin when it first came out, because he was like, it's tomfoolery. It's, you know, they're not
Sounds like
helping,
it's
they're not helping
Tomfoolery.
black, the black image. Because, he was of this school of thought that was very much like, black people need to be shown in one light, and that's good, and that's Cosby Show, and that's, like, different world. Like, it's,
There's so many different.
but my dad was like, they're over here dating and acting dumb. Now he appreciates it, but he's like, back then he was so militant about it. But we had girlfriends, Moesha, sister.
Yeah.
We had
In the house.
the Parkers.
The park.
What's the one? Parenthood or Parent
Parenthood.
with Robert Townsend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, shout
He
out
doesn't
to
get-
Robert
he doesn't-
Townsend.
facts. He doesn't get enough
He
credit.
does not get enough credit that he
Facts.
deserves
No.
Ever.
as a black filmmaker.
Mhm.
And a lot of people have come from his movies. Like,
Y'all never watched Meteor Man? Am I the only one who
Meteor
loves
Man is
I love
incredible.
with the Golden Lords and the Baby Lords.
exactly.
That's my
and a cameo from Luther Vandross.
And
it,
Bill
like, just
Cosby is
so
the
many
homeless
people.
man. Well,
It's
we don't
just-
talk about Bill Cosby anymore.
No.
Got
I
it.
mean, it's okay. I mean, he did.
Well, not
He
all.
did it.
not
He
all.
did. Like,
It was more like I'm
Thank you.
sad where
All right.
where we are with Bill.
Where
No,
it's
I get it.
calm.
Yeah.
Where it's
I mean, it's
planted.
done. Like, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood
was about to
Shuffle, Heartbeats,
throw a
Meteor Man,
microphone right
Parenthood,
in my
Eddie Murphy,
fucking
Raw,
temple.
Holiday Heart,
Man,
all Robert Townsend.
Holiday Heart.
Holiday Heart.
Bap.
Got the bike, Holiday.
He did
Yo,
Barman.
Bless up.
That's my favorite BET movie.
I love
What?
Holiday Heart.
That was good.
Favorite
Like
BET
hip-hop
movie?
opera?
Are we
was
talking
it?
about what BT plays a bunch of times?
Yes.
Hate it. I'm sorry.
If you had, I mean, they've been stepping it up. They've been stepping
been
their
playing
game up.
Boomerang.
And
I
when
can't
they
wait for
get-
that new
BET
Boomerang.
yeah.
I can't.
I don't know.
I can wait.
No, because Lena Waithe is behind it, so I feel
And Halle
confident.
Berry's attached
Yes,
to
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
I still can wait. I just feel like
Too soon.
while we're speaking about all of this nostalgia, whatever, I feel like sometimes we don't need to reach back and remake the things that were already great because
yes.
it's gonna have a whole nother value
Which
on
movie is
it.
this again?
Team leave well
Love-
enough alone.
Yeah,
Love Jones.
No, I love Jones.
Like,
Boomerang.
even with She's Gotta Have It, it was a very new perspective, and I did like the new series,
it, yeah.
and it was a new perspective
I did.
heard on
Right.
it. But I just feel like
said
it's
she
too
didn't
much.
like
It's oversaturated. Of let's go get this. Let's go get this. Let's go. Just make a new
Make a
show.
new something. I need y'all to bring girlfriends back.
I would.
though.
That's. I was.
Seriously. That's
If
all
there's
I'm
one
fucking
thing to
want.
bring
Or at
back,
least give us
bring
a
back
movie.
girlfriend.
I mean,
deserve
or-
the Sex
give
and
us
the
a
City
movie.
movie.
Or
Like,
we
they
could
deserve
just
it.
be the
Absolutely.
new girlfriend.
No,
No,
I
I will
want
leave
that.
Tony, Maya,
Or it
Lynn.
could just be
No.
Black Girl Podcast.
Or it
Whoa.
could be that.
Well, I mean, now that's a thought.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
like,
Black Girl
From
Podcast.
Come on, theme song. Mouthful of tea. Mouthful of tea.
Black Girl Podcast.
there for
Anything.
Uh-huh.
Black Girl Podcast.
Can I ask y'all a question? Who's William?
Jameer.
Because there's 4 women. Jameer!
Jameer,
Jameer
you
is
are
William.
Hey,
And
ex
then
Jameer.
one of
It's
us just has to be William's
Split
girlfriend or
personalities.
something.
Nope.
No, wait, which one though?
gotta split some
The one that
personalities.
the one that
ended
the top
up-
or the cop?
The one who ended up staying
we
on
just
to
got
replace
to
Tony
split
is
some
Okay,
personalities.
at the end
Yeah,
of
yeah. She was focused.
She was.
Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna watch
Wait,
that.
what are we talking
because
about?
we already spoke about who's who in Girlfriends.
No, not on
No,
the
we
show.
didn't.
No, Michelle, let's do it.
Also,
I'm
if
hilarious.
you would
We should
like
do
to participate, please add us and tell us who you think each of us who as a girlfriend. Okay. So
Tell
go
us
ahead.
who's William.
Go, tell us who's William.
Please don't, so you can get blocked.
Piss me off.
Black Girl Pod social media team. If anyone calls any of us William, you block them.
Shit is such a jerk move. Well, I really feel like
Yo.
He was an integral character, okay?
Oh
He
my
was.
God.
He was a nice little foil.
Incredible.
yeah, because he held it the fuck down.
Yeah.
So who do y'all think is who?
Okay,
I'm
so
Lynn.
Jameer is definitely William.
Jameer. You're Lynn.
I'm Lynn.
I believe that.
Yes.
I see
Or
it.
I could be Maya, because Maya
You're not
ended
Maya.
up
You're not
fighting.
Maya. Severe Maya.
I'm very
Yeah,
much
yeah,
like
You're Maya.
I mean, I see where you was going with it, but you Lynn all the way.
Definitely
Joan.
Tony.
What?
Joan.
I'm Joan.
Really?
Joan.
100%.
Tony.
I just feel like, because Tony has like such standards. Like,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
gonna
if
start doing this and
I
doing
feel
that.
like if Joan and Tony had a hybrid, like a
Yes,
child,
okay.
I'm
see,
literally
that's
like,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
each of them. Like, in the way that Joan is like very corny and like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like Alicia.
Holiday spirit.
I feel okay. So Scotty is for sure a hybrid of characters on the show.
All of them.
No,
Because she has that many characters in her
no,
head.
She's
Gee,
between
Maya
Maya
and-
and Lynn.
and
She's
Lynn?
a Maya,
Maya
and
and
Lynn.
See
Lynn.
Maya and Tony.
But also Tony.
Tony?
No.
Wait. Tony's very difficult with the men, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
That's what she's
maybe a little bit
savage.
of Tony.
Wow.
She can be savage.
I mean, she
allegedly.
was with what's his name?
Let's get out
The
of
in
Jewish
the
one.
past. In the past.
But you see who she married?
Right.
Right.
That ain't
The
me.
one
That ain't
Exactly.
That's why
Right,
it's
which
a
would
hybrid.
be
Because you with
the one
Maya.
for
I
you is
still
the one
feel
for
like
you.
you're a cross
I'm a
between
Lynnish
Maya and
person.
Lynn. Maya
I'm a
and
Lynnish.
Lynn.
I'm a
But I'm
Lynnish.
just
Lynnish.
I-
was always.
You wouldn't stand to live with
Lost.
someone and not have sex with
You're
him.
not always-
What was his
You're
name again?
not
Solomon?
Lynn.
Wait, what now?
What was
now?
Lynn's boyfriend's name who wouldn't have sex with her because he was
Abstinent.
abstinent?
Yeah, but I also would like to. I would quit anything that I want to do. Like anything that I
She
feel I'm
didn't
off of.
quit.
She never had a job.
She did everything she wanted to do, but she never stuck to something.
Right. She
Yeah.
always dropped it. And if that's me, like low key, if I'm like really not feeling it, I'm like, I'm out. Maya's
That
more my
documentary was
thing.
good though.
Maya and
Lynn and Tony all
Maya, Lynn, and
together.
Tony. Nobody's
the
claiming
cast.
Joan.
I'm
Joan!
Oh, that's an
I feel
hybrid.
like
You
Alicia.
don't
wanna.
Alicia has Joan in her for sure.
I see a Joan, and I
Yes.
also see a no.
Lynn?
I don't see a Maya. I see a
I'm gonna
Joan.
stop writing my tracks. No, I don't.
Oh, y'all really looking at me? This is uncomfortable.
It's Joan. I'm telling y'all.
The control.
Help us out.
Exactly.
It's the control.
Control
Mhm.
freak. Now,
Yeah, I'm not that
if
good.
you don't, shut your ass up, Gia, please. I want us
Gia.
to all just do things in honesty. I want us all to be
Yo,
honest.
Deani, Scotty Beam is
Wait,
on one this
wait,
evening.
Oh my God!
almost
Gia,
forgot we
I
was
was really on
recording.
my way to be like, add us at Black Girl
I
Pod.
forgot we was recording.
Right.
Gia.
When have I been
Gia.
controlling?
Gia.
Wait, what?
With y'all, I am controlling him.
Gee, you're a Virgo.
Gia, thank you.
You're a Virgo.
I'm controlling with my family.
You're
and
no,
stuff.
everything.
I can see your
everything that G is in must not. You know, you
That's what
are.
I'm saying.
I'm like I feel like I can compromise. Like I'm never like, ooh, I'm out if I don't do like in here.
I don't know.
Like, have I left the group if something doesn't happen?
No, but I don't think this is the right scenario to find the example in.
Okay, so
I'm not trying to be
I mean, I'm not debating it. I just thought I hit it well.
You know what? Next time I see it, I'll just say, hey, this
Control
is,
freak.
This is control.
Here you are.
Guys, I'm not
But I see it a lot when
freak.
Gia.
Oh,
and I'll be like,
shut the hell
Control
up.
freak.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Joan and it's the Tony and you with the
Stop,
standards.
Gianni.
It's like you're very.
But
like,
Joan is controlling.
Joan is controlling, but Tony is very much like she has very high.
Tony
standards.
is my PG
Yes.
upbringing.
I agree
and
with
I
that.
feel like Tony was honestly the most like had a head on her shoulders type
But
of thing.
Tony was
Out
also
of all
the
of them.
person that like slept with. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I feel.
No, she wasn't wild.
Tony,
Tony.
no.
But
Tony
she
was
did
evil
backstab
and
fail.
selfish.
Yeah.
I hate.
Yeah,
Like she was
yeah.
I hate
super
you today.
duper selfish to the point where like Joan was always making up for that. So where I feel like I identify with Joan most is her like love for people.
Yeah.
Like her like, oh my god, okay,
I
you're
mean,
right.
I'm
Now, would you date someone with
self-evaluated.
hips,
I'm
Gia?
not control.
Now
Would you date someone with hips?
Now moving on
No.
to you.
No, because I don't like this pressure. My heart's racing.
Moving
What's
on to you. Now that we got Gia squared away.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
a
Oh, this
control
is a good
freak.
breakdown.
No. Can
This
we?
is a
I
good-
see some of the
No, we
girlfriends
in
in
the
her.
rabbit hole.
Williams' girlfriends.
The
You're
cop.
definitely the cop.
The cop.
The cop.
The cop for sure.
They're like
Your cut.
staring me. I don't like that laugh, Gianni. I
mean,
really don't.
The cop was fired.
You have
I
to
love
embrace
her.
it. You
I
have
wanted her
five.
to
I don't know.
stay.
Yeah, I did
Mirrors.
too.
4 different mirrors.
No, I don't know. Y'all bitches like that.
It's not a bad thing.
No,
It's just a
I
TV
mean,
show.
First of all, it just means you're so unique and incredible
Oh,
that we
don't
can't.
you
Yeah, with
fucking
the flip.
do that.
You are so
Yeah, with the
colorful.
You
flip.
are such
Got
a
nice
fucking
pep talk.
Joan.
Pep talk.
I'm not a
I mean, who you want to be?
Like, whose character?
No, I mean I do think.
Are you about to rap?
I'll be 100%
I'm like, hey, mommy,
honest.
because we could cruise the world for pearls, gator boots for girls.
Who is
the
this
envy
one
of
today?
all
All
women.
women.
Yeah,
Crush the, all right.
yeah.
It's
all
really a
delirious.
nostalgic episode.
Guys, we're sorry.
I'm gonna be
tired.
completely honest. I didn't watch the series like that, so it's
Oh,
hard for me.
well,
I
that's
know.
why.
I know. I'm
We
bad.
don't know.
I know. Relax.
Wait,
you don't have to
Alicia,
disown
what
me.
did you watch?
I know. I was in dance class 7 days a week.
Did you watch
busy.
Fame?
There was TV
Yes.
after this.
No, I would
I
be
was in dance class
home.
4 days a week.
Girl.
I didn't watch.
7
I'm not gonna hold you, I
days.
didn't watch a lot of like typical black movies either. There's a few movies I haven't seen in
Oh,
full.
tell
I
us.
watched it. I just didn't watch
Oh,
all
tell,
of
pray
it,
tell.
so
Oh,
I
maybe
can't
explain
really
title.
relate.
You have to
But I
ask
don't
me.
think I'm control freak, like a freak.
What is so
control
offensive
freak.
about?
Controlling.
Yes,
Control freak
yes.
is crazy.
Okay, I'm glad that you
Okay,
admitted to that.
yeah, that's-
you
that's
are
a
not
step.
a
I
control
can't be.
freak.
No, I
Step in
didn't.
the right
you are
direction.
controlling.
I'm also bossy. That I know.
Oh my god.
That I know. First of all, y'all are
I'll
acting
have
like I
a
don't know
collective
myself.
exhale because we are making moves
No,
right here.
what are you talking? I'm
Diana has been
a
playing
Leo
music this whole time.
with a fake ass earphone in her head.
Hey.
I know that I'm bossy.
I'm just glad we
I'm
all
a
know who
Leo.
we
I know
are.
these, but a control freak
Leos.
sounds crazy. I'm not a control
Yeah,
freak.
I feel like
Okay.
it's fine.
Thank
I'm
you.
controlling.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll take that.
And I'm bossy.
All right, are we ready for the next topic?
What about waiting to exhale?
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
who in waiting to
Bernadine. If I'm anybody, I'll always be Bernadine.
got up out
Okay.
the chair.
Don't you dare.
Please
This
go away.
motherfucker psychotic.
We know you can fucking
You
do
definitely
it.
would
We
burn a
know.
car.
Killer's less anal.
Yes.
Than you.
Yeah, you are
love-
Bernadine.
I-
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
a Bernadine too. I will cut my hair after that.
Yeah.
11
First of all,
years?
that was my
I give
favorite
you 11
glam.
fucking years of my life.
You don't have to shake now. You don't have
You
to
be
shake now.
Savannah.
You think
She's
so?
not Savannah.
I mean,
She's
and
not
you might be Savannah too.
I was about to say.
I think it's the hopeless
Sav-
romantic finding love.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
for sure.
She is
I'm a-
sassy,
I'm a
McSass.
hybrid.
Character.
Who?
Or I mean, I might be Loretta Devon's
Yes,
character.
say you
Gloria.
are Gloria. You're very
Gloria.
sassy.
Definitely Gloria.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you Gloria.
Sassy McSass.
Oh, I'm so Gloria though.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are very.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
You'd be the type to sashay away and turn around and see if he's
Uh-huh.
still
Not
looking
just
at your
that,
ass.
but the husband.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's done.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, we've got that
All right,
squared
well,
away.
this has been Black Girl Pod.
Are we ever gonna me dissect that and just discuss.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Y'all don't remember?
I remembered. I was like, yeah, you're very.
I'm sure the listeners remember too. Shit.
Gloria.
Yeah.
She had a
Definitely
man.
Gloria.
another man.
Who loves
My man.
Another man is loving mine. And then you,
What are you
Rebecca.
doing, your girl?
I know who you would be.
I know what you're going to say.
Yep.
I don't know what you're going to say, actually.
No, I can see Rebecca being Bernadine too, though.
I
Absolutely.
see
Bernadine post like anger with the cancer
No, I would
husband.
be Bernadine in Waiting to Exhale. I mean, Bernadine in When Stella Got Her Groove Back. That's the Bernadine
Wait,
I'd
no,
be. I know
wait,
it's a
that's-
different
I'm
movie,
sorry. That's her
but I would
name,
be
not
her.
Bernadine.
You would just be Stella.
Freedom.
You would just be Angela
I'd be
Bassett.
Stella.
weirdo.
I am Angela
I'll be
Bassett.
Bernadine
Matter of
in
fact, I'm just going to be
Jamaica.
Angela Bassett.
When she's on
Robin?
the beach.
When
like-
after
Rebecca's
Bernadine
not
realized that
Robin?
she deserved happiness,
Right.
and she took a trip
On that new
and
Fox
only took
Called
one son,
911.
one child with her
Rebecca
to
is
Jamaica.
Robin.
Right.
All right.
I'll
All
be
right.
She is
in
Robin.
American Horror Story.
Robin.
Yes.
Robin. She's Robin.
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 Layla?
Yeah,
Layla?
Layla.
I'm
no,
sorry.
she's not.
No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that
She's
either.
Bernadine.
No.
If then I guess I
put up with that.
Are y'all fucking kidding
yeah,
me?
would have.
She's
in the day.
Bernadine.
I don't see that.
But you're not
But I'm
with
not.
the
I'm not.
me
like
and my
something on
baby
fire.
don't need you anyway. No.
I see that.
I don't see that for
She's
you.
a hybrid.
We have
No,
Bernadine.
I would say that.
I see
I
that.
would.
She's
I
a
don't
hybrid.
see
A
that
hybrid
for
of
you,
who?
though.
Of Robin
You don't
and
want
Bernadine.
that for me. But trust me, it might be in the cards.
Like
Wow.
me and my
It's not gonna be
baby
in the
don't
cards.
need
it might,
you anyway.
Scenario,
What else am
I
I
would be the
missing?
one to
It's
be like,
just
fuck
four.
you.
It's just
four.
four, right?
Where's your
Alicia.
love and your
I feel like
secretary?
I'm not gonna tell who I am.
Savannah.
That's exactly who I think.
Facts. On facts.
Yeah, we got
we
two
all know
Savannah.
You be
why.
giving chances, that's why.
I'm
Yeah,
I
no.
feel like I'm
Yeah.
Savannah and Layla Rashawn's.
Yeah, but y'all,
Hybrid.
I don't see that for y'all.
I actually
Because I'm not gonna let y'all.
the personality traits,
think
not
that
what
somebody
happened
gonna
to
be-
them.
All right, but what about when she was sleeping with the men and dating those men and stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
and
I mean, she.
But she ain't really wanna
I just
be
want to be
with-
with a nice guy, and then she had sex with her coworker, and he was disgusting.
right? and I
Yes,
don't see that for
remember?
y'all.
That was disgusting.
I don't
Very
see
Molly.
that
I
for
mean,
I
that
don't
ain't
see that
happened
for
for
y'all
me,
at all.
but, you know.
Yikes, Molly
I
did
see
do
it.
That was very Molly. Speaking of
No, I
Molly,
see,
who
I mean,
did
I
that.
see it as in for me, Bernadine. Now, I don't want that to happen in my life, God forbid. But if
That's how you feel like you would react.
that's exactly how I'd react. I'm burning all your shit.
Yeah,
it is
you would.
trash.
Yeah, you would.
And do just
I
the
honestly
flick.
think
And
we
answer
all
the
got
door
a
like,
little
how
bit of
can I help you?
Bernadine.
You can only
just
burn
take
trash
all of
and
it.
your
Most
property.
of
It
it.
is trash.
It is trash.
Woo, that was.
That still
When
gave me
she-
chills.
yes,
I'm
she
sorry.
plays
That
the
just
hell
gave me
out of that
chills.
character.
I need to watch that tonight.
Woo.
I watched
That
that
should
shit.
be our movie night.
We done went down a
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's all right.
No, it's fine.
No, it's
What?
beautiful.
Oh, speaking of
Uh-uh.
shows, though, we didn't even get to talk about
Terry.
what?
Let's go do updates first.
No,
Oh,
Oh,
no, we
no.
just did the
We're not
episode
doing
that was like
updates.
really
It's been
updating.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
remind me to give good news later then about one of our podcast listeners. We don't have to do it now. We could do it at the end.
What?
The marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We should
what-
do it.
We can do it at the end. We can do it
okay.
at the end.
Yeah.
Stay tuned until the end of the episode.
But speaking of
Post-credits.
shows, we've been talking about shows so much. We didn't even get to talk about Insecure.
I know.
And our thoughts on Insecure. What is everybody thinking?
A lot of people were mad at the pace and the lack of drama in this season, but it felt from the jump that it was like a purposefully written like that transitional season. Because you're supposed to see like the nuanced little moments of growth in the characters to understand why they're gonna make whatever new decisions they do moving forward. But this really did set up a good season 4, I think. Yeah, it did.
I agree.
It did.
I personally really like Asian Bae for Molly.
I do too.
Nathan is trash.
Wait.
But oh no, I just feel like he's going through some. I mean, there's nothing wrong
He
with
is.
that.
Nathan
I
is
love
trash.
him.
Nathan is.
He
I love him in real life. His character. I mean,
I
his.
love him
his
in fake
Beautiful.
life.
He's a new
Kendrick is
Michael
dope.
Ealy.
but his.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, I can see that. But I didn't like the. It was the. First of all, I love the way they sewed it up. The end of that, like they really did a great job. Like I didn't feel like I hate it when people leave you on a freaking cliffhanger at the end of a season and you have to wait like Power or something.
Yeah.
And so
We didn't talk about
Which
Power
I'm no longer
either.
watching.
No, I
ever
will.
Again.
I will.
I'm done.
why?
I will.
We'll get there.
After Courtney Kim did what she did with the Hey Angela's
He's
not
not
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
the fuck
why
outta
would
here,
you do
dog. Why
that?
the fuck would you do that? Why did you ruin it for me?
Wait. We'll get to that.
I celebrated her death. Okay, go ahead.
I was kind of happy that
Oh
she.
my
yeah.
God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You really thought she died though?
I was
Wait,
like,
we'll
please
get there,
let it be.
I
What
knew
happened
she
to
was
cliffhanger
dead.
was I was happy she was hurt. Goodbye.
Just be hurt, but
Well, whatever.
Well, let
I'm not
us
saying her
wonder.
as a person.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, let us wonder.
There's a whole bunch of
But
spoilers with that.
you know, I think
violation.
Insecure was like so. The shots got way more beautiful this season. Like everything was really, really dope, like you said. But I know there's so much to unpack because I want to know: did you feel Molly went too far by telling him to leave on her birthday? What happens when you've been ghosted, or have you ghosted? We gotta have that conversation. And then, would you take that ghost back into your life if he came to your doorstep?
been there, done that. Nope.
Ooh.
Been there, done that. No.
I feel like as far as
And he knows it.
I definitely let some niggas come back to life.
Revive them and
notorious
everything.
Jesus
oh,
Christ.
you were dead, but
like you
back.
I had to stop because man, like we had a whole funeral for you and everything.
I buried
We
you.
mourned.
No, like
You're
I
dead.
burned your name.
You out my
Yeah.
phone.
Jesus.
I don't. If you text me,
Wow.
just
That just really hit
numbers
me.
come up.
I've never taken a number out my phone.
No, that
I
really
am
hit. Are
so
you
quick
serious?
to
No,
say
You
I
don't get
I
text
wanna
messages
know-
that say maybe, babe?
Yes, I love it.
Baby, babe.
Because it lets you know where they stand.
Exactly.
Maybe
Like,
you shouldn't
You
talk to
wanna
them.
you wanna do this or not?
Maybe
Right.
you
Huh?
should stop.
Maybe.
Hilarious.
Call from
Apple be
maybe,
looking the fuck out.
Semicolon, boo,
That's
Boo.
hilarious.
Or babe.
Maybe
Or
you should have
whatever
blocked him
emoji you have for his contact.
or his name.
or his name.
That's hilarious.
Because you already changed it about 5 times
Right.
since
Yep.
you ghosted him.
Yeah.
I need that
Okay,
cache to
no,
delete.
okay.
If the number changes, then I just don't put the phone
Back
on
to
the back
Molly,
of my
though.
phone.
What she did with Nathan.
I feel like
What did she do?
She turned him away.
so she
Yes.
turned him away on Issa's birthday.
She had come to pick her up.
After how
Right.
many months of ghosting?
It was
I
like,
think it was like 2 months.
Yeah.
of like him just
And
not hitting.
Issa,
and seeing Issa unravel because
Right.
she didn't know what the fuck
and
was going
finally
on.
it's Issa's birthday. She's
comes with
doing
flowers.
good. He came with flowers on her birthday. Molly's coming out and she's like,
Fuck you doing here?
No, nigga, this
like, you
ain't
gotta
that.
go. Which, okay, my sis looking out for me. Yes, but like, tell me when you come back upstairs from the apartment.
Right.
Like, don't wait until she waited until the end of the entire night. Which, on the flip side, is
I was
kind of
gonna
like
say,
she wanted her to enjoy her night.
Yes.
But sis,
That's true.
we know each other.
Can I say something?
And I don't think, I'm sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
that's
I
okay.
don't feel like she, looking at it like the friendship perspective, I don't feel like she trusted Molly. I mean, I don't feel like
Issa.
Molly trusted Issa's growth in that time enough to let her accept whatever it was going to be.
That is the second time we are questioning Molly's intent with a guy and Issa. The first time, what did she do? What she do the first time? She did.
It was
she
something with
did-
Lawrence,
She didn't really say the full conversation with her.
With, and Lawrence, when Lawrence showed up, or
Like,
they
girl,
were
he's
like
over
at
it.
the same place.
And she told Issa, you don't deserve Lawrence, right? Didn't she
Yeah.
tell her that first
It be the
season?
friends who don't know that they jealous, that be doing jealous shit.
Molly
Ooh.
It's the
definitely
ones
is.
who don't know what the fuck they look
So y'all
like
feel-
doing shit to sabotage your situation.
But what do you feel
placing
Molly is
themselves in
jealous of
incorrect places.
Issa for?
because she has a better
Solid
relationship with
relationships.
her
more
ex.
successful relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
Molly is 2
Wow,
for 2 right now.
sabotage?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It might not even be
Well,
that
not even purposefully.
purposeful.
Right,
It
right.
might just she has her own shit to deal with, and
Yeah.
she hasn't done so. So everything manifests from fucked up places.
I mean, it's so interesting because I do like get that. Like, you wouldn't
Yeah.
want your best friend to enjoy her birthday, like. But then on the other side, you would know that your best friend would want to know, like, that person came there because, yes, you can say after 2 months that all of a sudden you're moved on. You're like, no, I'm fine. I wasn't just thinking about him 2 seconds. Is that him? Like, you know, like you can say that you moved on, but then when someone actually makes an effort to like come to your doorstep, you probably would want to know. She probably would have felt like, I'm not going
Right.
to text that nigga today anyway. You know, like, something would have helped her there. But like for Molly to turn him away, I at first thought it was a good thing. I was like Team Molly when she did it. But then when I thought about it, I was like, probably wasn't.
Because you're not giving me a chance to make a decision for myself. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
it's really between him and I. I think a lot of friendships that know about their friends' relationships and stuff, sometimes they get tripped up in that. Like, I'm going to save my friend. I'm going to, like, that's what we are. Like, we hold it down. Like, bitch, and I turned him away. Like, that's the vibe it be. But it's really not.
Even get to the
Right.
doorstep.
I don't know.
It's really not up to us to do that because it's like you don't know what Issa was gonna do, and she ended up turning the nigga away. Right. Like, nah.
But she needed to have the conversation.
Right.
I don't know.
That's
I'd
crazy.
be very upset. I'd be very, very upset, especially if I've been like very fucked up over one nigga. Yeah. And I've been looking at my phone, waiting for him to respond or do something.
And it's
I
my
can just
birthday.
imagine, right? And it's my birthday, but
that's the biggest thing.
So on Molly's behalf, it's like, yeah, it's my birthday, and it's my 30th.
Right.
Right. It's
Don't
big.
that's true.
Like that would kind of fuck you up a little bit if he came out of nowhere.
You would be thinking about it
right,
the whole time.
night.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But tell me when you come back upstairs.
But you're also
No,
thinking
this
about
is
why
the
he
case
hasn't
today.
texted you for your 30th birthday as well. I'm gonna be thinking about that as well.
He
How you
also
not
could
hitting
have
me
just
for my-
texted her, like,
Hey,
dead
I
ass.
stopped by. I know it's your birthday. Don't want to bother.
But we should talk.
We should talk.
I'm thinking of you.
I would love to
Something.
see you.
TV world.
Well, if you got a scary friend saying "shoo, nigga,
She ain't in the
shoo,"
text.
Yeah, like.
What are you scared of?
well, guys don't know.
So do
Guys
y'all?
don't know.
Well, wait, no, Gia, you had other questions. The
ghosting.
ghosting.
Well, first,
Yeah.
no. Let's wrap up this situation. What did you think about Nathan's conversation with Issa, where he said, "I went home. I'm going through some. What did he say? He was going through depression.
He's going through his own. He's going through some
depression.
shit, and when he gets like that, he
He just shuts down.
Yeah. So he is essentially
Heard it all
protected her, and he mentioned some of that too while they were in the pool skinny dipping. Like how much that hurricane, it was a hurricane, right?
Yeah,
That had like
Michael.
completely ravaged his life and displaced him. So it's like he gave like breadcrumbs of what he was going through before.
And he looked
did.
really fucked
He looked
up.
really destroyed.
Yeah.
He looked
Right.
really destroyed.
You know what it revealed to me, like about myself, is that I love me a project, right?
I can also retweet that.
Yeah, I love me a project.
Oh.
Meaning, whenever I
DIY.
see the broken in somebody, I always want to be like,
I'm the Band-Aid.
Okay, I can fix this. Like, all right, or I can try to talk to you or talk you through it or something like that. So when I'm watching him talk, I know, like, a bunch of other people was like, fuck that. Yeah, all right, get your, I was still like, oh, okay, well, if she sits with him and talks with him and tries to figure something out, you know what I'm saying? I noticed that about me, period, as, like, with relationships and shit. If you are broken, I'll take you because I feel like I can make you better and fix you. Although that's just not true. It'll never happen. That never happens. I will continue to do it, and I don't know why. So with Nathan, I was like, I hope she takes him back. You know what I'm saying? But I also know you got to put yourself first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I loved at the end when she said, you know what? I'm going to just take time for myself and get my shit together.
Yup.
She literally put her apartment
shit
and it was
together.
back
Right.
cute.
And she
And
cleaned it
satisfied.
up.
It was
so
cute
good.
in
It
here.
felt so good to see her do that.
Yes.
Like, I was like, okay, yeah, I
I
get
love
that.
the way it ended.
Right.
Yeah.
too.
So
We all felt that. That's
I
amazing.
get
Yeah.
it. I don't.
I was smiling. I was like, that's what's up.
I get why.
That's what's
I
up.
might say I might understand a little bit why he ghosted. Not all the way. I'm not saying everything. I'm just saying a little bit. Just because when fucked up shit happens to some people, they're like, I don't want to give you all this to think about, or think I'm a broken person, or think I'm a fucked up person, or give you any reasons not to fuck with me. So how about I just back up out?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I can see how it's crazy. I can
But-
also understand.
But then do
too,
you owe
though.
somebody the explanation of the disclaimer of that before you back up? Or do you just be like, I just can't even tell you that I'm backing up. I just got to back up. Do you excuse that
That's
too?
the fuck up thing. No, I don't excuse that. I think that's fucked up. He should have said, "Hey, I have fucked up things."
Right, because it's also how it happened. It happened after the whole investigation was happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, my nigga,
I
like,
thought you were suing me.
or I thought that something happened to you. Like, what's going on here?
Did you get arrested? Were you in jail this whole time? No, you were just in Houston.
What?
So your phone worked?
No, that's.
So your phone worked.
I empathize with him.
That's my problem, though.
But there's a line to be drawn.
No,
Though
no.
I do empathize, there's a line to be drawn.
Because when you sit in somebody's bed and you turn to them and say, how do you know when it's real? And then you leave for 2 months. That is insane.
That's purgatory.
And yes, I am having
Like, here's the thing, though, about
or
that
having
point.
personal feelings about this.
No, that's
because I
crazy.
literally had that talk not too long ago, and I think I made the decision to take space, but I didn't take space because I got the project thing. Like I was like, oh well, I can help.
Right.
I
can help.
I'm freaking.
I'm Gia.
I can do this.
I'm Joan.
Right.
I'm Joan.
I'm Joan.
Joan never quite fixed anyone,
No, she
not even
didn't.
herself.
Nope, not even
but hey,
that.
but no, and that was like a while ago. But like looking at that scene was like triggering. Like I was like, dang, Issa, don't do it, don't do it. And I love the way it ended. But part of the reason why we always feel like we can fix people is like it's a little bit about the ego. It's a little bit about like I'm
the
so
one.
bomb, you so dumb. Like don't even pass up on this opportunity, fam. Like,
and even when you suffering
yeah,
and struggling
yes.
and still trying, I just came to that realization. Even when you're struggling and still trying to fix it, it's like you're really making a mess of
Grasping
every
nothing.
fucking
And you're
thing.
not allowing that person to go through what they need to go through, because at the end of the day, if you help them through that journey, they won't learn what they need to learn.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like they'll just have you the whole way,
Right.
and then they'll look for you. That's not fair.
And
That's
then
not
it's
how
like
life is supposed to
you're
work.
dragging dead weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my friends made me realize that. I was like, oh, you right.
Right.
Oh,
I
no.
get it. I get it.
Do you
But
think
depression is a real thing.
I kind of felt
Depression
a little.
is a
it's
real
very,
thing.
and that's
I was
about
and
to
I'm
say.
happy you said that, because I'm like, even though they did have intimate moments which were sexual and very like in the room
All
and
parts
spaces
weren't
of
revealed.
sexuality, it's also like, I don't want y'all to confuse that intimacy is not only about sexual interactions, but also about what's really going on with me mentally and
Right.
my illnesses and mental issues. So it's like, maybe we're not giving him enough empathy and slack that that's more intimate to him to reveal all of that about himself straight up
100%.
than to like actually have like sex in the stars and like turn to her and be like, is this real? Those are two different scenarios and situations.
And that's probably the route that they're gonna take to dig into mental health from a millennial standpoint.
100%.
Right.
Since that fucking happens to all of us all the time.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense when you bring it full circle.
That's
like
exactly
that.
what it
That's
is.
not like shit.
That's exactly what it is.
I got this.
We're gonna collect call or something.
But I just believe in communicating. I just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at the end of
Well,
the day, like
Some people don't know how to.
yeah,
Especially
but
if you're
text
going through
messaging
that.
makes it so easy. You
There
don't
are
have to
people-
call nobody. You can be like,
That's true.
hey,
That's a good point,
And
though.
there are
Uh,
terrible
What's
texters
easy
who are
for
sitting
you,
at
what's
this
difficult
table.
for you, what's
That's
whatever
true,
for you
that's
is not
true.
for anybody
That's
else.
true.
They-
But
We're
I
sitting
believe
next to
standards.
the world's most terrible fucking texters.
Oh,
me.
Rebecca.
Shady
You've
boo.
gotten so
terrible
much
texter.
better.
I don't think Rebecca's.
Deani turned it all the way
No,
around.
come back
Deani
on
doesn't
here,
leave the
sis.
room
ever
at
get
this
bad.
point.
Be right here,
How's
sis.
that ever bad?
Yeah, Rebecca's not bad. Don't throw her under that bus.
Okay, so
That's
Alicia.
crazy.
Oh.
Nuh-uh. You don't gotta do that. Make
Just
sure to make
someone-
her feel better.
I'm really trying to pacify
I
the
was
fact that
gonna say,
Deani
don't
is-
pass
All my read receipts are off.
I
Okay.
text you 3 times
No,
yesterday.
No,
I
no,
text
no.
No, you did not.
Yeah, a table full
know.
of guilty ass people.
Listen.
Deani texted me the other day. I was
text-
actually pleasantly surprised.
Let me
What does that moment
What does it feel like?
It was.
Can you do me a favor?
It was honestly like walking on the Grammy stage.
Can you
That's
see
crazy.
the last time
Like
she
Cardi
sent you a
and-
text?
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
no.
just check the
No,
date.
but just the
Check date.
feeling of
I
actually.
texted her the other night.
How we having
You
that
know,
conversation?
I don't know
What,
how we got
in
here.
2017?
Yeah, in 2018.
Okay, no,
And,
17. I
um,
meant
Just call this
17.
episode Mirror.
That's
Mirrors.
You see yourself?
As a person who does not know how to communicate effectively,
Oh, look.
I
Come on,
will say
accountability.
no one know, like, especially when it comes to that, because I've ghosted a bunch of people.
Oh, we know.
Same.
You ghost
Okay.
us.
2.
No, but I see y'all. I'm talking about niggas I'll never
No,
see
no,
again.
no.
And I like I won't. I'll ghost. But some of them I don't know how to say I'm ghosting. Like, or without looking like a, either way I'm gonna look like an asshole.
Yeah.
If I leave, I'm gonna look like an asshole, and if I say I'm leaving, I'm gonna look like an asshole. Because either way, you're still gonna. Issa, it wasn't like Issa's gonna be like, "All right, thanks for coming out. Refreshments
Right.
are in the back." She's definitely gonna say, "Hey,
The fuck?
you okay? Like, what's going on? Let's talk." Then he's gonna have to talk more, and he doesn't want to talk more. He just wants to say, "Hey, I need this moment."
He should have said
No
that.
one respects that. No one. I mean, not a lot of people. Not a lot of people
I will
respect
say,
that.
if somebody asks,
Right.
if somebody says, "Hey, I need space and I'm really going through something,"
I respect that.
I respect that.
Some people
Period.
don't, and they'll want to help, and I understand wanting to help.
They'll
but you
definitely
don't-
check in.
Right. I don't want you to do that. I need you to just leave me the fuck alone at this moment.
But
No,
if someone
facts.
is
I just had a
continuously
conversation with someone.
texting
Sorry.
you,
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, you okay?" Like how she was doing, like, "Hey, you good? Hey, what's up?" Like you just let them.
I
Yes.
don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
Yep.
Yep.
I can't.
I told
And
you.
I'm
I'm gonna put my
either.
read receipts on.
Oh God, Rebecca.
Savage.
I'm not it.
That's very much it.
Dagger
Because when I say it's done, it's done.
Whoa, no, but she didn't. But this is two different
sorry.
situations.
Are you scolding a child or are you?
When I say it's done,
it's done.
it's
She's
done.
I made a
But
decision.
Rebecca,
She's
and you didn't say it's done.
Right.
I did.
Your action said it was done.
No. There was a decency of conversation
Are we
that
talking
happened.
about
It's like
the show anymore
you.
or
we're
you?
talking about ghosting. I've
ghosting. We're talking
I've
about
ghosted on
ghosting.
people, and I
Oh.
have been.
But it was
very,
after you said, I no longer would like to speak to you.
Exactly.
verbatim.
Then that we can't. Then that's not right.
No.
It needs to be a conversation of clarity. Goddamn
No,
it!
Like, I'm talking
I
about yes,
cannot
I say,
talk
good
to you.
morning. Good morning.
Well, yeah,
Good morning.
everybody's done
That's
that.
the last good morning. No, I'm talking about that's the last shit you'll hear from me.
Oh.
Oh, good morning, sweetheart. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. Good morning. La, la, la. That's the last. And then he'll be like, hey, what's up? Hey. Hello?
Hi.
You good?
Oh my God.
What's going on?
And you actually
start
read
sending
these?
you
You
links
alright?
to shit to start having conversations.
You good?
And
Well,
then start
did-
having
I'm going to
trouble
take it as
saying
you don't fuck with
Yeah.
me no more. All right, you really don't fuck with me. Damn, you don't fuck with me?
Just want to let you know
What
that she's
happened?
not reading
You
this
on
verbatim.
Instagram. I've seen you on Instagram, then you switch to Instagram, hit me up on
No,
Instagram.
see that?
Hey,
Okay.
is your phone working? Is everything cool?
Wow.
Because you posted from the
Because you
computer.
posted.
The fuck?
Oh, you must be using your
that's some new
iPad.
shit. 'cause you got the new check. Got it. You got some
You
new
obviously
shit.
got a new
That's what I'm
iPad.
saying.
I get it.
Because your
It's
phone
cool.
is
So
broken.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
You
like,
posted from your Apple Watch?
if you give them,
I mean, you know,
even if you give them a
technology.
vibe, like I think Rebecca gives them a vibe, like, oh, I'm not fucking with you right now. I'm just
I don't
not fucking
care.
with you.
I
And then you ghost. Even that to me, I'm like, that's
But
a
you
little
know.
sign.
I don't
Huh?
Me,
care.
I'll be like,
Right.
I really fuck with you in the morning. Then something will happen. I'll see something I don't like, and I'm out.
Nah, I hate that.
Can't do
I
that.
hate
I
that.
can't do
I
that.
think that's so.
You see something you don't like and you're out.
That's-
You don't give it the
No,
the convo of like, hey,
I
what was
really-
that about?
If I really, really like somebody, if I really, really like somebody, yeah, I will.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm like, So I'm like, and then that's the thing. What's
It's not gonna work.
What's
It's not
the
gonna
bar
work.
of ghosting? Because my thing is, if you don't really like the nigga, is it called ghosting?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
To the other person.
If you start,
Yeah.
if you've had a conversation with somebody every day or every other day, and then you just stop, my nigga, that's ghosting. Period. Point. I don't give a
How
fuck
long
if you.
have y'all been talking?
I don't
Doesn't
care. It could be
matter.
7 fucking days, and
Be
on the
7
8th
fucking hours.
days,
And I'm
you
Casper.
just ghost. That's crazy.
I mean, not
Crazy.
maybe not 7 hours. I'm
Ain't no 7 hours.
I'm gonna go hold you. I'm gonna hold you.
If
It's
we're
still
talking
interesting
for
in
a
the first
week
7.
every day. Then I ghosted on the 8th. I'm out.
That's-
I don't think a
ghosted?
week is bad because you don't. I mean, you didn't get used to
Nah.
me like that.
Right.
Now,
You can't say it's.
what did
all
you say to
on how
him
the
during that
person
week?
takes
And
the
were you
7
texting like
days.
every hour? Like, what's up? How was this
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, we were in contact. We were in
Get the
contact.
fuck out of here.
Morning, afternoon, evening. Then we would FaceTime.
Oh, FaceTime.
So you had a
Oh,
Fam, this is
child.
not gonna
FaceTime
work.
is different.
That's
Yeah,
it.
You gonna let me look in your eyes? No.
All you gotta do is be like, I'm not
And I
interested.
can't do nothing else while
I
we
don't know how to
FaceTime.
say
I
that.
So
have to
y'all
give
on
you
Nathan's
full
side?
undivided
That's it.
attention.
So y'all on Nathan's side.
Wait, what?
Well, Nathan is
kind of.
dealing
So y'all fuck
with
with Nathan.
depression. That's different. Like I
So
can
y'all
see
friends
if,
with Nate?
I mean, my
Wait,
nigga
wait,
was
no,
posting
no,
though.
I'm saying that
He was posting on the
Nathan
gram
should've
though.
reached out.
He was
was.
posting.
Yeah.
He was posting on the gram.
Nathan
See, if he
should've
wasn't
reached
posting on
out.
the
Nathan should
gram.
have said, "Woo, man,
Nope.
going through stuff."
Nah, he was posting on the
Yeah.
gram. He's
At
wild.
least say I'm
work,
cool.
though.
Nah, don't hit me
Nah,
with that
bro,
fucking I'm
your
crazy
phone
shit.
works.
That algorithm is vicious.
I mean, 2 months is a long time.
2 months is a long time.
He at some point in the 5th week should have been like, I'm going through something.
and I don't want to bring you in it.
2 months is a
and
long
wait,
time.
wait. And I don't give niggas hope. That's another thing. Nathan was giving Issa hope.
He said,
true.
"Is
That's
when do
one
you
thing
know
I'll
if it's
give her.
real?
The whole what was it?
When
the
do you know?
pillow?
You know if
When
it's
they
real.
was laying in the bed together.
So when do you know if it's real?
I don't do that shit. No.
That's not hope giving.
That's-
That's a genuine
We
question.
gonna get. She
No.
gonna get mad.
Don't
That was a
ask
little
me
bit
that
of hope.
shit.
I mean, y'all need to stop hooking on to little things that niggas do
Nigga, that's
thinking
not
that
real.
what it is.
I
That's
am
what
a
it is.
She
It's a
said,
little
bitch, I'm in the relationship.
No, that's
Let
not
me
it.
school y'all.
No,
That's not how I took
no,
that.
No, it's from me being so like cautious
Yeah.
when I was dating, because I'm just like I don't know
Yeah.
if this is real game. It's how I know you more. So I questioned everything.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So he played her.
I like to be hopeless sometimes.
He played her.
Yeah, I mean, and she felt a connection to him.
I mean, he could have very well played her, but he could very well still be a depressed person, and
true.
he's probably using it as an excuse.
No. I'm sorry.
Using what as
I
an
was so
excuse?
passionate about that.
Excuse?
Using what as an excuse?
That's crazy.
All right.
It's crazy.
I don't know either.
Because even in the pool, he struggled to get it out. Like, he wanted to share, but he was like he wasn't even ready to share, period. And then he was like, that was a crushing performance for him to say that in their foyer when he came to the apartment.
Is that what that's called?
Oh my god!
guess
What the
so.
fuck
Or a
that was.
vestibule.
Or vestibule. Yeah.
Before you.
But yeah, that was really well acted because he seemed like he was, like y'all said, he was distraught. Like,
Nah,
it
it was
really hit.
It was the most uncomfortable thing
Yeah.
I've seen on TV in a while.
Yeah.
Like it was very my
Yeah.
heart was in it.
That low key kind of happened to me.
That happened to me.
But I kind of did the ghosting though. But it was we text every day, like literally every day in times where we probably shouldn't be texting, and then it went from
What's a
like
non-texting?
like during work. Wow, during work hours, like where I knew he was sneaking to go get to his phone. to
oh,
text
I knew
me.
that. Yeah,
So it went from being super consistent to like 7 days to like every other day to like a week, and I'm like,
what's going
on?
Right.
So now me, the person that wasn't, I wasn't even, not to make it sound like that, but I wasn't checking for you. You kind of came to me. You wanted to date me, and I was like, okay, I'll try this. I'll see what this is about. And then you're like, you're different with me. Like, you came from me. What happened? What changed?
Niggas.
And then you don't tell me what happened. So then it went from that. Then I started feeling like I was starting to do the, hey, everything okay? Everything good? Because I'm carrying leash as well, because I know what you're going through. I know you're working hard. I know you're shifting and changing and transitioning from one point of your job to another. So you good? We good? I didn't do anything. Did I fuck up? Let me know. In a sense, because if I did something wrong, I would prefer to know than not know. Just tell me.
Yeah, you got a heart.
I do. Too big.
Yeah.
So, and I
Yes.
know, and I learned.
Yeah,
so
no.
thank you, sir, for teaching me that.
Listen, everybody in your life for a lesson.
For sure. And I don't have hard feelings to it, but in the moment, I just felt some type of way because I really was like open, and I started to get really open in the situation. And then we had a conversation, and then he was just like, I asked him for last time, like, I know you told me not to worry about nothing, but what's up?
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, I'll let you know what that was. And then I felt some type of way about that, and then I just stopped responding after that. I did know what it meant, but I still didn't, like, what does that mean?
That means hold on till
For what?
Until I want to
what
come
are
back.
we holding for?
Till I want to come back.
Because we can have the conversation. Just
No,
tell me.
I'd much rather keep it on ice because I'm a
Yep.
dickhead.
Right.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
And let
not
me use it
dickhead
when
tendencies.
everything else is
In
used
case of
up.
an emergency.
So yeah, so
These
I didn't even want to ever
niggas.
talk about it, but whatever. I'm here. Here I
We
am.
all get played.
Eat a dick.
No, I didn't. I don't
Man.
necessarily felt like I got.
Fiddle.
No, I'm lying. I did feel like I got played in the beginning. I was
a
just like,
fucking piano.
yeah, I did feel like I got played because I wasn't seeking for that. And I got open to that. That's what made me really feel played. Not the action that he did, but the action that I got open to the situation and allowed myself to be vulnerable like that. That's what made me really
And
feel
that
like
shit makes you step back and be like, this nigga never been played. I'm sorry.
Gotti ain't never been played, y'all.
I've been played.
What were you about to
nigga.
say, Saphira?
It just makes you
on.
step back and start to
In the
really
group.
dissect where you're putting your emotions to. That's what I was
No,
trying to say.
100%.
Like, should I show this much vulnerability up front? Should I show this much vulnerability in 2
That's
months?
really, that's hard
Right,
because
'cause
it's
that's
like,
what
if
I
that's
did.
You,
Yeah, because that's who
how's
I am.
anybody
But
else's
you gotta learn to
power
balance
to
it.
change who you are?
Exactly.
It's not changing.
For the next one.
You have
that's
to
what I-
balance, and you have to have discernment on who you're trying to talk
Discernment,
to.
But yeah, but see,
Discernment,
but this is, and the reason why I
Child,
felt
be
like, the reason why I felt like this
I'll
was
be
a little
discerning.
different is because I knew this person for some
Discerning
time
mind.
as well. So that's a
was
little
yours.
different. It wasn't a complete stranger that I met in the street and I was just like, here, open vulnerability life. Here's yours.
Yeah, I know.
I had a little
but
trust already in the situation.
I feel
So-
like there's
Sounds
always.
like me.
I feel like there's always one thing, if you look in hindsight, that has let you know, like, that was probably the moment that I should not have revealed this much.
Oh,
Like,
no.
if you really analyze the situation, I'm sure you could look back and be like,
That's where I misstepped.
That's where I fucking misstepped.
No, and I really don't. And I'm not trying to make it seem like I was perfect. Besides, just being too.
But that's also
Alicia,
lit too.
I guess. Yeah,
wasn't
and that's the
perfect.
only misstep that I
gotta
think.
stop you right there. You are never too much for people that actually deserve you. Like
That's
the
true.
right people,
yeah.
your right people. You ain't never too much.
Yeah.
So he just wasn't
Hi.
right for you, and that's that.
Hello.
Like
Right.
you ain't too much.
That's a fact.
You all
And
of
I
that.
thank you
So
for
I just
correcting
don't want you
me
to
on
say
that.
that.
I'm just too
Thank you,
much for
sis.
you.
Thank you for checking me.
I'm not
But yeah, but
That is my.
you know, but I have no hard feelings to it at this point. I just was like,
You don't
okay.
deserve them feelings. Period. Hard,
Oh,
soft,
man.
right, wrong.
I can't be mean, but you know, I
Yeah.
don't have any
No,
problems.
you
And,
need- I think
and
that's
we've
what you
come,
need to
like,
do
we've
is
had a
be-
conversation after that, and he's like apologized about it or whatever the case may be. But and I appreciate that. I honestly appreciate that because
Eat my dick. for
no,
breakfast.
not at all.
No, I am not.
Save some for lunch.
Please, and take it home with you for
No,
dinner.
see, I don't
Leftovers.
need all
Pack it up.
that.
Pack it
On
up.
Sunday.
If I see him today, I'm
Why
like,
don't
hey,
you
what's
just
up? How
meal
you
prep
doing?
that bitch?
That's, no, that's adult.
It is adult. Like I can't hate him.
Make
He
it
might
last
used
for
to
7
You
days.
still
But
reserve
he
how
may-
you feel about him and just not.
no,
Those are
100%.
Yeah.
But what if
some
he's really
veggies
going
to
through
that
something?
Brown
Nathan or
rice.
your guy.
My guy. Like, what if he's really going through something?
Then
Because that's
not-
what it could
that's
be.
That's not part of your story.
Oh,
You're
no,
not supposed
I'm
to
not.
be there for whatever he's going through. That's
No,
you.
You are
100%.
not Captain
Don't put me on
Saver.
ice.
Nah, the put me on ice shit was crazy, and I just was like,
Put me on
right, no
ice.
more
What am
response.
I?
Yo,
So I kind of ghosted. That was.
I think that's
Mine.
more disrespectful than ghosting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put me on ice, my nigga.
I
That's
don't
too
know.
much
I
time.
think
For
ghosting is
those
still
who
worse.
need a breakdown of ice pudding, what is putting someone on ice?
Basically, you're not ghosting, but you're there when you want to be there, which is once a week when y'all used to talk every day. Now you're there once a week, right?
Yeah.
And then
Sure.
when you're on the phone, you're
task.
like, listen, I don't want to talk about it right now, but I'm still here. Like, everything's cool. I just need, I'm just going through something, blah, blah, blah. But you never really tell them what's going on. Like, just ghost me, then leave, nigga. Just leave. So my whole thing is with you've had enough energy to legit put me on ice and give me these runarounds for a week. Why don't you just fucking ghost me?
Keep that same.
That's what I'm saying. I'd much rather that.
Energy.
Don't ice me, because that's like, and then still
Ice me.
as
Ice
like
me.
the man or woman in this position that's being iced is being like, okay, well, should I text to someone? Should I talk to somebody else? Should I date? Should I? We don't even know, because y'all were such on a good path to talking every day, and then it lessened and it went every week. Then you're like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be. I don't know
I'm
what I'm
happy
supposed
right
to
there.
do.
I'm happy right there because you're trying to make your decision based on somebody else's actions.
Come on, Jesus. Right.
And they
Okay,
already
say
gave
that-
you
say
the
that again so
decision.
they can
You're
tweet
making
it.
your decisions
Say it
based on
again.
somebody else's
Right.
actions.
And they already gave you
And they already
theirs.
gave you the answer.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So if you
Lord.
are being iced, please
on,
go
TD
talk
Becks.
to somebody else. Please date somebody else.
The
Do
doors of the
whatever you
church
want to
are
do.
open.
As soon as you feel like you're being put on ice, I hate being like. I don't like that. I don't like putting people on ice. I'm never a fan of that. I will ghost you first because I love you more.
But how
No,
will people know
I
which
will
one is
not ghost
happening
you
to
first
them?
because I love you more.
Well, not because
That's
if I ghost
crazy.
you,
That means
I'm not
you're
there.
done. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I
You're
can't
not
put you
like
on
gonna check
ice.
back in.
Nigga,
Right,
go and be
right,
free.
right.
Do
Go be
it.
free.
Right. Ice
And
is
the
saying you still my
icing,
nigga. You still my
yeah.
nigga. You still my nigga when I want you to be. Every time you post a picture on Instagram, I gotta text you.
Listen.
Every time you post an Insta story that I
Listen.
like, I gotta text
That
you.
is that is real fuckboy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
niggas do that
Every day, every day.
every single time.
Jesus.
I'm saying don't do
Sadly
that.
enough,
Don't
there
fall
are
for the
still
shit, y'all.
people and it sounds so young and childish to do, but there are still people who are our age and
Grown-ass
fucking
men.
older that do that. I'm talking about niggas with responsibilities.
I mean,
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Niggas with utility bills.
I'm so serious.
Y'all
Like,
sit
how do
here.
you keep
Niggas
up?
with families.
How do you keep up?
Wow.
How do you keep up?
wow.
On the first of the month, you gotta run everything down, and then the second thing you running down is putting me on ice.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Let it-
paying
let
a
it
bill
out.
yesterday.
How?
I was
Let
paying
it
a
out.
bill
Passionate.
How?
yesterday, Ma.
I
I had to
don't
pay a bill.
understand how you
It is-
keep
it is
up.
perplexing.
It's a lot. It's many
It is a
lives.
conundrum.
It's many lives.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I think like I honestly learned that lesson this year. Like finally being like,
Hold
wait,
up.
why do you care what happens on that? Like we get so I get you a lot of times in the way that you're just too nice because I've been
Too
trying to be better.
nice.
But like I'm over here. I was over here finding myself thinking about the other person. Like, dang, like if I leave right now, like there's so much happening. Like,
I do that
let's
all the
just,
time.
you know. And I was like, wait, I feel like crap. I feel horrible.
Right.
Like at the end of the day,
Exactly.
I am not enjoying this anymore. There's nothing here. You're not showing up for me. I've been trying to show up for you. I've been going out of my way to show up for you. And you're like,
It's too early to be
Sup.
this miserable.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
Too
like,
early.
when,
Say it's going, you know, in due
and
time
when
I
someone
can be.
is really interested in you, there will be there won't be a question. Like when someone really likes you, they're gonna be like, "What's up? You good? I'm
Right.
checking in on you,
All over you.
sending you voice
Reminding you
notes."
what if
They're
they
like
said.
they're with you. So you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like if you just want to hang out and you want to do your thing, then you know just keep hanging out. But if you feel like crap and you're starting to feel miserable and you feel like someone's putting you on ice, get out of that.
Leave.
Like they don't value you anyway,
Bye.
sis.
Bye. And some niggas and women like the thrill of going ghost or putting people on ice and seeing if they can come back.
Yep.
That
Yep, I done opened
keep
the door.
stay
Can't
alive.
And every
a
time,
thing.
every time that you let that person back in, you are one step away from the end goal.
Right.
You
From
are
the true goal.
Yeah. Or whatever is meant to be yours too, if you think about it like that.
You
Because
wasting time.
you keep letting that person back in, you keep allowing somebody to emotionally like abuse you in a sense, because it's like, oh, you here, you're not, you here, you're not, you here, you're not. That shit is taxing.
I can't even lie.
And
I
you
was
gotta keep
feeling
up.
crazy tense. I'm like,
Right.
I'm doing a lot,
much.
and a bitch is busy and tired, and busy.
I just
be
don't
busy.
understand.
So-
And you do be.
yes.
I just don't understand how people keep up.
Yeah, no,
On both
I
ends.
felt crazy. But I'd rather had text than not text with the thoughts of wondering. So so I had to just get it out myself. And once I did that, I got the answer that I needed, and I was like, "Thank you, sir, for your time." And that was it. But that was.
Yeah. I don't understand that whole I'm busy. I was busy. I get it, being busy. Everybody's busy, but you make time for me. Still to this day, I still believe you make time for what you make time for.
100%.
You make time for what you want.
Period. So if you wanted to text, you would have texted. You would have found a way to text. If I could find my way in
As I
between
did.
certain sets to text, you can text.
It takes 4 seconds to send a text.
Right.
Come on a set. Come
Or
on,
whatever it
Tim.
is. It takes, you can do whatever you want.
You sitting at your desk.
Don't get me to preaching. All right? I got to get to the next
Sitting
topic.
at your desk.
Another fuckboy,
Ano-
allegedly, maybe
Wait.
Kanye West.
No, I
No?
don't want to talk about him.
Well,
we
not
gonna-
words.
we're talking about Drake.
I had
Drake.
some words.
Drake. I had some words.
You had some words for Kanye? Did you?
No.
want to?
No, we don't even got energy
Anybody
left.
got any words for Kanye?
We all are choosing ourselves.
I just
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We have all decided to choose ourselves
That's
in
all
this
decided.
situation.
Ever.
And
100%.
We're choosing peace.
Yes.
It's all about love. It's all about love. And, well, self.
I don't know. I just
Nope.
No.
I just don't like the fact he's out in Africa, and I feel like he's exploiting the old
No.
I
thing.
don't
That
got time for
that
I'm very
I can't.
torn because
Could feel you on that too.
What's to be torn about? He
Right.
done
It's
shown his
fucking
colors so
Kanye
many
West,
times at this
y'all.
point. He's what?
He's what?
Kanye
I said
fucking
he's
West.
he's fucking Kanye
I was
West.
listening to Roses the other day. I was listening to
That's
We
what I'm
Major.
saying.
I was
When you
listening
go
to
back,
some.
come on, Deanna.
I need
come
us to really not give me a headache.
on.
I know.
Deanna.
Guys,
I
let
know.
me know
Lestranda.
when y'all done.
I am
Alicious.
holding.
Let me know when this
I
is
am
done.
holding on by a string.
Scotty
I'm holding
B.
on,
You're
but it
still
is by
holding
a
on.
because it's like
I still listen to Kanye, y'all. Sorry.
I don't want to. I don't want to completely write him off. I don't want to, as I feel like there's something that isn't letting me do that. I don't know what it is, but
He
I
needs
just
to
can't.
be saved. Somebody
no,
needs to
no.
Maybe I'm
save
just
him.
holding off
Kanye
to
has
see
to
the
save
saving
himself.
day.
What if Kanye is Jesus?
Right. There's always hope. That's hope.
Yeah.
But I'm
Sarah.
saving myself
What
and my sanity. And
Yes.
then y'all tweet me when he's back.
Yeah.
I knew it was going
Just give me the cliff notes
I
when
don't
it
understand.
happens.
What if Kanye is the Black Messiah?
No, what is
All right.
wrong
That's
with you?
D'Angelo. I'm just fucking
Sorry. I'm reaching. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just so crazy talented.
Yes, but he's
Okay.
also crazy. Period.
Well, let's
listen.
not
let's
call
not
him
say
crazy.
that. I know that's wrong.
Mentally, yes, I
That's
do
wrong.
believe that there's something wrong mentally.
Well, we know that.
Absolutely.
He's made that
Well,
clear.
no, he has not.
He
'Cause
said he
said-
has both.
I
he's
fucking hate being bipolar. It's great.
He's bipolar.
Right, but he also
It's
said that he's
also-
not bipolar. He was
Oh.
misdiagnosed
Didn't hear that.
with Trump. Yeah, he did.
Oh, didn't
Oh,
watch
Lord.
that. Didn't
So,
care.
there's that.
So
That's
what was he
thrown out the
diagnosed with?
window.
Dragon energy?
That's what that is. I don't know. But my thing is like, I'm tired and I can't keep like sitting here watching him do all these fuck ups.
It is tiring.
As for my culture and what I think, you know, what are you doing, Safira?
I'm not taping
Yeah,
you.
you are.
I'm
No,
not,
no,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no.
As for my culture, I feel like, you know what, his albums still deserve to be here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Up until what album though?
Yeezus.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I
The life of Pablo deserves
No.
a chance.
No
Thank
staying
you.
power. No staying power.
right from Yeezus and up.
No, I'm not
But
gonna
I
say- I'm not
bought
gonna
all
hold you,
those albums
Kitsy
and I
Ghost.
listened
Yay
to them.
is not bad either, guys.
But how did y'all feel when he said, when he heard "I'm with her," the Hillary campaign? It didn't make him feel like a man.
Okay.
You said it didn't?
What? Yes, he said that.
He needs help.
Yes,
He does,
That's
he
why
does.
he liked Donald Trump.
He felt
Also
like Superman.
saying that black people and welfare, we need to get out of the welfare mentality.
Now, yes.
Wait a second. We're not going to continue this narrative like black people.
Maximize
the-
the most off of welfare.
Thank you.
'Cause they
Because
don't.
white people do.
I'll tell
right,
you
right up
exactly
the
where
block
in
from
Brooklyn
there.
they are.
Right. They benefit
Tell you what
more
neighborhood
from,
real quick.
from
Crazy.
welfare than
It's
we
about
do.
4 neighborhoods in Brooklyn that they do.
That's
So,
crazy.
On every aspect too. Like I looked at all these, like, you know, like the Medicaids and all of those. Y'all benefit the shit out of it. So when we talk about mentality, you talking about white people? Because you can't be talking about black people.
I think it's a bigger conversation about political part. I just had this convo yesterday about like Democrats being more so it's communal, it's helping, it's one for the community
All
for
them niggas
all.
is trash.
Whereas, and you might fall into the whole like I'm cool because something will take care of me, as opposed to the Republican ideals, which are like, nah, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and do your shit, build your own. Matter of fact, we won't give you welfare, but we'll give you tax credits if you want to take out a loan and start your own business. It's a different
And
type
put
of
yourself
like.
in so much debt that you can't even breathe.
Well, you got to be smart. I'm sorry. The culture of America is capitalism. That's
Unfortunately,
the
they don't
game.
put our people in those kinds of
I was
of
just about to
classes
say
and,
that.
and information. Unfortunately, like we don't
Just
have
about
that.
to say
You know what I'm
that.
saying? Like if we had those classes and we had, even in high school, if they decided to sit kids down
They don't
and
teach
have
black,
financial
white,
talk
nothing.
with kids, they don't do
It's
that.
not in every
That's
neighborhood.
right.
So
Mhm.
you can't just say, all right, we'll give you a loan and then you'll live your best life. Thank you for coming out. Touching jar in the back. I don't
Your
get
dad
it.
will give you a small loan of $1 million.
$1 million.
That's small, little thing.
It's a
I mean,
baby
come on.
loan. I mean, honestly, what is even $1 million?
And
Right.
I
These
don't
days.
know about politics. I'm not the best when it comes to
Neither am
politics,
I.
period. I just know, you know, oppressed groups don't get that much help. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really, you know, I don't really agree with what Kanye is saying. Anything that he's saying, I'm
know what?
searching too, and I'm like, please, just say something that
Here's
makes
it, but
sense.
something you said about they don't give them classes or they don't provide this. That's the same type of welfare mentality. Like you haven't given me the resources, as opposed to go find the resources.
Yeah, but that's
Go educate
Yeah, but
yourself.
then when I
like,
go
What
find the
what money?
resources and I go,
what do you mean?
With what money? You pay
I'm
for
sorry.
classes.
There are a lot of people who were poor or who are not Oprah.
Mm-mm.
A
I'm
lot of people who are poor who are
No.
not Tyler Perry, who
Yeah,
live
I'm
out of
saying-
their car.
Right, but I'm saying, as far as when do you want these people to be informed? In
What do
high
you mean
school?
when?
Because in high school they can't, because there's nothing there for them. So you're saying in college, which they can't afford.
It could be at any point in your life. You could search for the information and the
Who is
resources at
sitting
any
with these
point.
kids and having this conversation? That's
of
what I'm saying.
motivation.
Well,
Who's-
it's generational, it's role models, it's where's the examples of it.
Of it.
But honestly speaking, if you can see hip hop videos, I mean, but then you have to be of a certain, like, you have to understand that it's not the glitz and glam and the fame. It's like, okay, how do I get money, retain money, build equity, interest? Like, no one, I know it's crazy to think all that stuff, but it really
No,
is
it's
how do you
not- it shouldn't be
approach
crazy
the
to think
same
all
things
these
that
things.
everyone sees.
Right, but it shouldn't be crazy to think these things. But unfortunately, in that
Society.
environment, they aren't taught that.
Right.
None of that is brought up. They just see the straight, hey, the nice car, the nice watch, get your family out the hood. Wow. Okay. How do I get that? How do I do that? Which I can't fault them for sometimes, but I really wish that there was more people to come and speak to these kids and say, hey, yo, or speak to these young adults or speak to these fucking adults. You know what I'm saying? Who still have time to get their mind right or get their financial shits in order. You know what I'm saying? People don't even have a credit score. There are grown-ass 28-year-olds, not 30-year-olds with no credit score. Not one.
JC tried with 444.
So
he tried.
There's just not
with
enough
little
people.
things.
I don't think that's even enough. I think you can applaud that if it's not enough. I'm sorry, Alicia.
No,
It wasn't enough.
There's just not enough people that look like who kids look up to, teaching them and motivating them on what to do besides a 444 album now. Like, it's not that it's too late for that. Now, hopefully that's quote unquote cool, but we need more people in our communities that are like young black men or young black women that are going in here and being like, look, yes, rapping, the videos you see on TV are amazing. Yes, that's one way to achieve success. But no, there are actually other ways this way with your credit or with your finding a trade or whatever the case may be to get you to that pathway. But when you don't have that and you're in a class with teachers and the teachers are making you feel like you're not going to be shit, not saying that all teachers do that. That's not where I'm coming from. But if you're in these systems where it's pretty much oppression in a sense, like, you're not gonna get that.
It is
right. It
oppression.
is. Yeah. You're not gonna be able to have any motivation to do that at all. I talked about my homeboy.
You're not. I don't.
The chance, the possibility is way less.
Doesn't mean that doesn't exist.
It
agree.
exists.
No,
it does
everything
exist.
exists.
Right.
It
Yeah,
exists.
that's
Opportunity exists.
But what chances are we talking about here? Like, we have communities and communities in Newark, New Jersey. There's how many high schools? How many I'm not saying like that, but how many successful stories do you get out of that? You get what I'm saying? Whereas in a suburban city where there's maybe one or two, we can list success stories. And I'm not saying success stories have to be like Solana's and Michael B. Jordan, which are huge. And those are like, oh my God, they came from my town.
And
that's
those are
like
just
the
two
best
people.
of the best.
Those are just two people in
Right.
entertainment.
We're talking about
That's what
people
I'm saying.
becoming doctors
We
and
don't
lawyers.
highlight- Yeah, I'm saying
We're
we
talking
never
about
highlight those stories. We only
Exactly.
highlight the
Doctors.
famous.
So
And
who's the
unfortunately-
onus on them? We keep saying that they need more people in the communities and role models, and who owns the responsibility to be that for
I
those?
mean,
We do.
I was going to say,
So,
if anything, we can have a real financial breakdown episode. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, we can bring on an expert to
That
talk
should.
about
Financial
you
literacy.
know what I'm
Susie
saying?
Orman.
All of us.
We can all do our
Yeah.
part. Every
Right.
person has a
Exactly.
platform.
Yep.
Every person has something
Yes.
that they learned and failed at and can share with, and you can go back to your classrooms and go back to your 5th and 6th graders, because the way that these kids are learning, white kids in particular, they have their parents who are like, so I already have some stocks and bonds for you
Rich
since
Dad,
you were
Poor
born.
Dad.
I have some investments for you. You know, you already have a portfolio. Don't worry about it. You own the company. Like, they've been DJ Khaled in their kids since when, since way before.
Off
Passing
of
down
small money, off of
little
smaller
things,
business.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of black women and now have businesses, small businesses, and we are the number one, most likely to start a business.
Right.
But I think that, now that we are in this boom, we have to be smart about how we share what we learn as well.
Right.
No,
100%.
100%. We have to
100%.
start holding ourselves
Because
accountable.
it looks
and
cute.
also-
Everybody's the
Right.
boss, and everybody's getting
Right.
these mics and
Right.
I
Also,
talk
everybody's
about
bills are paid.
Right.
I talk about my homeboy Dewan not on the show, but my homeboy Dewan a lot. He is an example of coming back into your community after being broken and finding yourself again, and then coming back to prove and show. My man has, not to tell his story, but his parents didn't help him. He lost his best friend through murder. Like, he lived in Orange, New Jersey. He's from Orange, New Jersey, where I'm from. And literally the worst possible situations that you possibly can think can happen to a young black man in an urban city happened to him. But he was able to gather himself, get himself together, go
How
back
was
to
he able
college.
to, like?
He went
But
back.
you have yet to mention
He did
how.
it. He did it on his
On
own.
his own.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
An
But you
example
have
of
to be a
someone-
strong enough person to do that.
That's
Not
what I'm
everybody
saying.
can
That's
do
what I'm
that.
saying. people approach the same resources differently.
He
so
also,
it's like, how
but
are
he
we
also had
maturing
people.
the way people approach
But he
resources?
also had teachers that didn't give up on him as well. So it wasn't just him. It wasn't just his motivation. He had people around him that wouldn't let him fail because they saw potential in him, and we need more of that. So he went to school. He went to college. He went to
real
Essex.
teachers.
Right. He went to Essex County College, then he went to Rutgers University for his bachelor's, and then got his master's. And what he does every day he possibly can is he goes into the city and he talks to these boys, and he says, "You can change. Don't let this depression," because essentially that's what it is. When you see your best friends are getting killed in front of you, and all you can do is write R.I.P. on your wall, on your Facebook wall, or on your shirt, or whatever the case may be. You think that's what it is. That's all you have is that, a rest in peace, and you're just waiting for your time if that's for you.
Right.
So he comes into the cities and the communities, and in his city specifically, which makes it even more dope because he goes back to where he came from, and he tells these kids, like, there's more than this. You have potential. Outside of your situation, you can be this. So we need more of that, like more of us holding ourselves accountable, and literally talking to the people around us, the kids around us, literally.
Also, if you look at it too, Alicia just touched on it. It has a lot to do with trauma, our living conditions, and what we've been,
generational trauma,
what we've seen, and also generational trauma, what our parents experienced. So I think our generation is kind of split. Like, a lot of my friends have young moms, but a lot of my friends don't have young moms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that contributes to it also. Like, how you grew up, how you were raised, your thought process. It'll either strengthen you if you see, something positive consistently in your life, or it won't. And it is a lot of times people just not giving up on you, and, like, the teachers working with you. I mean, I saw it growing up. My parents were both teachers and coaches in East New York, Brooklyn. They have witnessed shootings and stabbings in front of their face at school, but they've also witnessed people become preachers, people become basketball coaches, people become this, and like, my parents have been invited to so many weddings throughout their tenure as teachers that it's kind of like, these are people who they've formed a bond with. They've helped them in certain situations. There's been kids that have stayed at my house. Like, it's just about somebody believing in you.
That's
so we need better people.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we need to be better ourselves too, though.
And that's the accountability.
And we need to also appreciate the good teachers. I feel a lot of times we don't really put or speak power behind these amazing teachers. Although this is not something that, people are like, you're supposed to be a good teacher. I'm like, yeah, but there aren't a lot of good teachers.
There's a lot of people who teach just because they need a good city check.
Right.
Because it's teach from when I'm the same.
Or there's even a lot of people who teach because they can't get movie gigs.
Right.
They can't be on Broadway no more. They can't fulfill their dreams. It's a city job.
That's real.
Right.
There's so many people who are in the Board of Education in New York City alone that should have never been a teacher.
And they don't even want to do it.
Right. And they are essential with molding these young people's lives, which is insane to me. And I'm like, this is such a responsibility. When we talk about the responsibility of police officers, I'm like, fuck, the responsibility of fucking teachers is important. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we need a community of including ourselves, including everyone. I feel like we've talked about this before, but, like, we need to put more power into our voices. There is a power behind our voice. There's a power behind us being the example. Also, with championing who we need to champion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we love the Oprahs, and yes, we love the everyone else and the Isas and the Mollys, and love. But also, we need to put some power behind the people who do the work behind the scenes, who don't get any of the light, who don't get any of the shine, but they also do their job every single day, and they do it with love and passion and care.
Or somebody that lives down the block from you.
So, like, certain teachers, if you see a teacher doing a job, my sister specifically, she's a great teacher. She spends time with these kids in Newark, you know what I'm saying, and takes them home and, like, look after their pets and like, she does teacher stuff that I'm like, I could never do that, but she loves them, and it comes from a place of love. Like, most of the people, I mean, hopefully most of these teachers do it from a place of love. I know most they don't, but I wish that they did. And that's what if you're a teacher and you do it with love and you care about these kids and you put and speak power behind these kids, even if they don't get it at home. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important.
And that's a real thing.
We should have a teacher
I did a
That's cute.
I volunteered to teach dance to some kids in Newark, and where I was teaching them dance was like in the basement of like the projects. Wow. And these kids were cold in the beginning. They did not open up to me. They did not, as loving as I possibly could be to these kids, they didn't want to see me. I had to break them down. I spent, I think, a month with them. The very last day was my birthday. And they all had wrote me cards like saying, "Thank you so much. You changed my life. I thank you. You don't know what you did to me. We're going to miss you." Running up to me, hugging me, crying when I was leaving. These kids just really need to be loved. And they really don't have that. Not all of them, but a lot of kids just don't. You'd be surprised. Like a class of 30 were cold as ice.
No,
and
I
after
agree
that,
with you. And
breaking and feeling love from someone else outside of their community made a complete difference in their summer.
Not to Polly, not to.
Yes, you're right.
In my head,
essentially,
not to take it here because I know sometimes this conversation could go down a rabbit hole, but I think that's since it's homecoming season for a lot of people. I think that's what's really important about HBCUs and HBCU culture, and a lot of people always get it twisted, and they always be like, "Oh, what's the big deal between PWIs and HBCUs?" It's the fact that you're still able to receive that community and that love outside of wherever you're from. Like you're still able, like even we saw it in A Different World from Alice May as the dorm mom. We saw it in different, areas. It's just like you're able to receive that community. I think what needs to happen amongst our culture is that we just need to keep inviting that spirit of community in just about everything that we do. It just needs to be genuine.
Yeah, and don't worry about if someone else has a nonprofit or if someone else wants it. Like, do it. We all need to do it, and we all are someone who, all of us, when a kid looks at us, they see them. Like somebody will relate to us. Someone will be like, "I want to do that," or "I don't want to do it. I think that you're whack." The next person might change their life. So I feel like if we all really hone in on the power of our own voices and like what representation really means, then we can do what we need to do.
And it's also okay to match your power with somebody else's to work together. If you have a nonprofit and somebody comes to you and say, "Hey, I think I have ways to make this better," instead of them making their own nonprofit, how about you become like chiefs, you know what I'm saying, and work? Because a lot of the times, everybody wants to have their own thing just to say that they're an entrepreneur. And they're doing this alone, and they've done it by themselves, and they started this, they kickstarted everything, and I get it. I get the war story, I understand. But if you put two heads together, it's better than one. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Network laterally.
So, yeah, there's that.
We done saved the world now.
Right.
This is a good episode.
Speaking about voices and making changes, 2 of our listeners got engaged.
Wow.
Because of an episode.
Wait a minute.
Episode 27, Worth.
Wait a minute. So, like, they both listened to the show.
So I'm going to read exactly what she said. Because
look at us.
Awesome. After this, can we talk about the shop?
Matchmaking.
Oh, yeah.
Let me pull it up.
I got bars.
So she said, essentially, this time last year, we went through a rough patch regarding infidelity and commitment to one another, and I turned to Black Girl Podcast to stay afloat and get through the things I was feeling. I started to identify with all the girls, and she had him listen to one of the episodes with her. It sparked a conversation between them, and it started like a routine for her to pick him up from work, and then they would put on the podcast and they would discuss and communicate different things about what we spoke about.
Wow.
He started listening on his own as well, and he would tell me about different things he was learning about how to communicate with women and what men need to get better at. So listening to Black Girl Podcast, listening to Black Girl Podcast has helped us get different perspectives on things, particularly relationships. They're more committed to each other now that than they've ever been.
Oh
So,
my God.
What's crazy is she had, and her name is Vivian.
Hi, Vivian.
Hey, Viv, girl.
And I got to make sure I
And
say his
babe.
name right. So I'm gonna listen to the clip she sent me because I want to make sure I said it right. She had hit me back in July. She was like, "You guys make me so emotional. I cry every time I listen to you." She was like, "You don't understand what you guys are doing for me." And then she was like, "Who knows? Maybe there'll be your first Black Girl Podcast wedding." So she spoke it all into existence. So
That's
they are getting engaged.
Only if your wedding colors are black and rose gold.
Wait. They're getting engaged?
They're already engaged.
Oh, I was
And the
about to say.
proposal was beautiful. They he did it on a plane. He had the pilot and
What?
all of the he had the pilot and all of the flight attendants a part of it, and he proposed
Wow.
to
I love that.
Need the pilot to pay attention, though.
No, I mean,
They
were on the ground.
Put on
Yeah,
auto.
yeah. You can't do anything in the air. They're like, "Sir, sit down." 11A. Sit down.
down.
We're landing. We're
So
preparing for
scared.
landing.
That's
But
dope as
his
hell.
name is Helene. It's Helene and Vivian. They got engaged based off
Helene
of
and
us,
Vivian.
and they are so ecstatic that we were part of their
Bless
journey.
us.
And
Both
we're
of
all
y'all.
invited.
We can't even get our own.
2020. 2020 is their date or year, and we're invited.
Wow,
That's
coming
super
in.
dope.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So
you
talking about
guys.
voices, we're doing it.
You
We
know,
gotta do more
Congratulations.
of
this
guys.
means I really love this show.
Yes,
like,
congratulations.
That really means, like, so much that people listen to it, like, with your man.
With your
like,
man.
Somebody asked me today I did one of those like question things. Somebody asked me today, and I didn't get to answer. But the dude was like, "How does it feel to know you are helping Black men with Black Girl Podcast?"
That's intense.
And I was like,
That's intense.
Right.
A lot of men.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like,
But
and every
sometimes
time
they
I
be saying that just to
Nah,
say,
every
"Oh,
time
they
I ask them,
really
like,
listening."
and when men do
Really
listen, and I was like,
listening.
well, what do you think we should do better or change? Like, no, do exactly what you're doing. Like,
They
the
really
amount
do
of
listen.
'Cause they
information
can
I get
hear
from y'all.
us.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times y'all only see us as your sisters, as the women that sometimes y'all don't want to date. You think that like we got too much attitude and we angry for no reason.
always mad.
We always mad. Well, we're not always mad.
We're not.
We're incredible, and I think that at the end of the day,
Yeah, not this blonde.
at the end of the day, I think this is them like finally like seeing us, like hearing us. So I think that's really dope.
I love that story. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
congratulations to you guys.
I'm just really happy that he was able to be open
Yeah.
and listen and
And then
not
on his
feel
own.
any way about it. Yeah, and actually take in everything she was saying.
I think it's so cute that they would listen and like that's like
Right,
Netflix
yeah.
and chill. Like,
Hey,
babe, you wanna
Oh, you want a Black Girl Pad and chill?
so cute.
BGP
I
and
love
chill.
that. Yeah, if you BGP and chill, please let us know.
Yes.
One, and then
That should be an
two.
event.
Yeah, and then two. Dang.
Not the
Yes.
first time we said this.
BGP and
It's not.
chill.
It's
And
not.
then if you're a man that listens to this show, please let us know what the biggest thing you've learned from
Dope.
us is, because we want to share that. Like, I think that's super dope. It's not about men, but
Yeah.
like y'all.
But y'all are
Yeah, yeah,
counterparts.
yeah,
It's not about y'all by that.
Oh,
Sometimes if
But
we're
I'm glad.
helping, if we're helping,
I'm glad, yes,
yeah,
that
if
I'm
we're helping Black men
Black
understand Black
men,
women more, then
period.
that's all
Since
that.
people
It's
think
been
that I
a-
hate Black men so much.
No.
I really do. I really appreciate hearing that. You know what I'm saying? People think I
I
hate men.
really
thanks
do.
for cleaning that up.
No. I really do appreciate, that story, because it's like, okay, we're not just helping Black women. You know what I'm saying? We're catering to the Black community. You know what I'm saying? So I think
It's a
that
bigger
is
net.
that is heavy. That is a responsibility. It's an impact that I've been talking about, that people need to have, that we need to have. So I think that's really dope. I really hope that we have more.
Yeah.
Most, specifically in this group, when we have more needs and proposals happening.
Call it, speak it.
Okay, speak it.
Yeah, there's one happening soon, hopefully. in
Right.
Jesus'
Oh,
name.
wait. I wanted to ask
Come
y'all
on,
a quick
Alicia.
question. How long do y'all stay engaged for? Like, what's the engagement?
whenever you feel.
Length.
It ain't.
That's between
What's
between
my
you and your partner.
engagement expiration?
Yeah,
date?
there it is.
Well, let me tell you something. You're
You
not
might
about
be
to have me
saving up.
engaged for
You
10
might be
years.
saving up.
You're
How
not about to
long
engage
is
me
the
for 10
engagement?
years,
Yeah,
fam.
10 years is long.
That's
that's a high number.
That's a real thing, though. That's
What's your
possible.
minimum?
5
then?
years.
There's
like
no
that-
minimum.
Like 5 is like if you
told
playing.
me, Gia.
What did I say, 3?
How is this? How long you want to be engaged?
Oh no!
Yeah.
How long want to be engaged? I thought
No,
you meant how long
sorry.
before you be like,
How
well, this
long
was fun.
can you be engaged?
No, that's
How
what
long
she's
is
talking
that?
about.
I feel like a year to 2 years.
2 years is perfect.
No,
2
no,
to
no.
3
It
years is
depends
perfect.
on the fucking
You
family.
can't be
It
engaged
depends
longer
on the
than
people.
you weren't.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. I
it
feel
happens.
like a year to 2 years
You'd be
is
surprised
fine.
how many
Like,
people.
if
I
you
know.
know that we want to get married, we're going to take the proper precautions to do so. So a year to 2 years is
It's usually a
fine.
year.
moving.
Yes.
Don't have me sitting
I
out
I wonder
here
if that's like a
for
clinical
5
study,
years
like
with
if
this
it goes
damn
past the
ring.
year, that
5
means something in
years
the
sounds
partnership
like
or.
an era.
No,
like,
'cause
okay,
sometimes
it's
people
an
do
era
it for
with
financial
my
reasons.
engagement ring. Now I'm having an era with my wedding ring. Let me
How
have
long- how
an
long,
engagement moment.
Yes.
A
long
year,
do you wanna
sis.
be
What are you
engaged?
talking
I'm
about?
not doing a year. You're not gonna stress me for wedding plans. I'm going to.
What?
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to take my time, and I'm gonna do
How
4
much time
years.
do you
three to
need?
4
At what
years.
point will you acknowledge
3
that
to
you're
4
doing
years
this with
is
someone
OD.
else?
Yes.
it's
Got
really
it.
me.
Set.
It's me.
That
Who's making all the planning? Huh? Who's
Clear-
doing it?
we
You
know.
know, he's not gonna choose the colors. He's not gonna choose
He's
what
not-
the tux
right,
is.
and
If
y'all
it's
know I'm
triple.
indecisive, so
Do
I
y'all
have to
know who
figure my
y'all
life
talking
out.
to?
Hello?
You're not even planning the
planning
wedding.
anything.
You're not playing the music. You're not.
Okay, the music he can't touch.
You're
Obviously,
not
that's
touching
different.
shit. So let me figure this out. 3 to 4 years. Let's go to counseling. Let's do some.
Well, that's what should happen before the
Right.
engagement.
No, but you know what's
No.
crazy?
You shouldn't be going to
are
counseling when
going
you're
to
engaged.
You are going to
No, 'cause I
find
didn't know we were
your
gonna get married
match.
You
until then.
shouldn't start.
You are gonna find your match, boy.
I am not gonna find my match.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
Hold up. Let's
I-
backtrack.
I'm looking
you
at you
shouldn't-
right now. I'm like, yeah.
What do you mean?
You're just gonna find that guy that will put up with all of this nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
Because-
It's, hey,
I love how you worded that.
That's
Very
crazy.
accurate.
3 to 4 years
No, no,
sounds
no.
like, hey, I had a moment with me being engaged, me being a fiance.
And he gonna be like, all right,
you know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna
Okay,
wanna wait no 4 years,
Now,
though.
all right, bitch.
okay, now we're getting married.
I just don't want you to try to go to therapy after you get engaged. That should be happening leading up to that.
Wait, so y'all go to counseling in the relationship?
No, you go to counseling.
you
It's
should.
up to people
Yeah.
to go to counseling in
Yeah,
the relationship. But
Right.
once you become
you can't
engaged,
fault me for going to counseling.
right?
during
Once you
the
become
engagement.
engaged,
supposed to
it's
go to-
premarital
Yeah,
counseling.
yeah.
No, for
And I
sure.
want years of it so that we can figure out how we gonna do this.
Well, then y'all just don't need to get
we
married.
do
Right.
because I do want to marry
That's
you.
what I'm
The
saying.
lovey in me, the love and Gia in me wants to marry.
Gia
My
in
thing
me.
is, the Gia within wants to get married and all that to him, whoever it is. But
Her match.
Oh,
He'll put
and
up
he
her
gonna-
announcement.
whoever the
Woo!
match is,
Gonna light
He
it
He's
up.
gonna be a strong ass man. He gonna be
he
incredible.
gonna light
telling
what up,
you.
Rebecca?
I'm saying
I
match,
think
light it
so.
up. Just saying.
Okay.
It's
I'm
kinda weird.
telling you, I see it.
What I do know is
And he's gonna be like, babe, we're getting married in 2 years.
Right.
And it will be
that's
her
it.
match so much so that she'll be like, yup.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, I'm
whatever
not
you
saying-
say.
I'm not
That's
waiting
right. 4
I'm
years.
sitting here looking at you.
Giannis-
it's an era. I would love being a fiance for
Him
a
be
few
like,
years.
No,
Alright.
you won't.
All right,
no,
babe.
you won't.
And I can say, oh, my fiance,
fiance
my
is not a
fiance's
career.
coming. My
Okay, because you don't want to
fiance.
say your husband.
Scotty
My
is the
fiance.
type
Woo!
that is gonna have
So
a
which is
surprise
more
wedding.
important?
When I'm able to say husband, I will be like Kenya Moore on
No.
last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
My
My husband, my husband.
So
Well, actually, my
Oh,
husband
that's
said.
just like-
My husband says.
Beyonce sounds like when she says it.
Oh, I love my
God.
husband.
so why don't you want to call him your husband? Hello.
I never said that.
You- right.
In time,
She's
I will
not
call you
Russian.
my husband. I have the rest of my life to call you husband.
Wow.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Why
It's
you
the rest of my
wowing?
life to call you husband. No.
I really cannot wait.
Why you wowing?
and I get to call you fiance for a little bit.
Beyonce's also very
Boyfriend
cute.
for a little
Time.
bit.
Good night.
I mean, I see the
What?
maturity,
Gotta
but I
let
also
me
can't
live,
wait.
nigga.
You're not
Letting
waiting
you
4
live. I
years.
said I'm seeing. I'm seeing you. I'm
Diaz
hearing
gotta be like, I just want you to be my husband already.
Who says that? Who would say that?
Can't wait.
You wouldn't say that?
I want you to be my husband already.
When
You
you
think
find-
me?
When
You think me?
find-
You gonna
At
love this
least-
that
If you're
dude.
in love
Oh,
with
you gonna
him
be
and
in
you're
like
ready, what
Mara.
are we talking about?
Don't y'all see it?
No.
Don't y'all see the
I
shit?
don't see it.
She gonna be
Whew.
like
I'm
Mara.
not entertaining this
Now-
conversation. That's
I
crazy.
don't see it. But
Jeez.
I do
I just
see
want
me
to be
being
around you. Marry me already.
Yes.
Let me tell
What
y'all.
is wrong with you?
I see it.
Yes.
See it, boy.
I don't.
It's
But
gonna be somebody
listen,
that you
Godspeed.
gonna least
Least what?
expect.
He's gonna be shorter than you.
No, come on.
Nah, that's crazy.
Rebecca,
Why would you do that?
Wow, that's crazy. You saw
Shorter?
my feet just now.
No,
Same
you
height.
don't
know
expect
what
it.
your
That's
love
crazy.
will come like. Okay, your love, you know, like
That's my feet. Now I can't never get married. That's crazy.
That's
Don't
wild.
exaggerate. You
It's
sweat
not
my
like you
feet.
wear heels all the time.
I'm tall naturally.
You are naturally tall,
Yeah,
but
right.
it could be your height.
That's what I said.
At
At least
no
that.
shade to
Not
people who are short. No shade to
Yeah,
people
my
who are
dad's
natural
not
height.
that tall.
Whatever their
He's
natural
We
height
get
is.
you. You don't shout out to people who we.
I'm
Right. What happened?
You don't shout out to shade. no
Definitely the
more.
shortest on the podcast, Sal.
I'm the shortest.
Shout out
That's
to the
one.
shortest.
And also, I just see this vision, and
You
I
don't see
cannot
the
wait.
vision.
Just
But
we have
again,
audio
don't
proof
shame
when
me.
this
Don't
happens.
shame me for
That's
being
all.
engaged.
We can
What
just
is
go back
so
to this
great
episode.
is we need to do a better job with our descriptions because we can really look back and be like,
Yes.
we were dumb.
We told the audience.
Dumb.
Don't tell the
Somebody
listeners.
said,
Don't tell the listeners we do a terrible job at our description.
I actually really like our
Like, oh my
descriptions.
god, every single one be like.
I think our descriptions are great.
No. I mean like details,
really pay
like
attention.
what
Scotty
we
says she
discussed.
will
real
not get married and
At the 33-13 mark.
transcript.
Tune in.
Transcript.
Tune in.
Just because we
Scott
can really
Tisha
look
Bemela
back at
says
this.
she will
Like
be
this is gonna
engaged
exist.
for 5 years.
I know.
4.
Do we
I
have
said
we
3
had
to
that
4.
conversation offline about the
Yeah.
existing?
Yeah, like it's just gonna exist.
We can give this
Like
a
okay,
little-
so shout out to my future daughter who's listening to this now.
Oh wow. We
And
should
Deani's future husband,
sorry,
she ain't
Ashton.
really mean it. She ain't mean it.
We for sure should do a future daughter episode.
We should do a future daughter episode.
Oh my
Oh my
God, I would cry the whole
That's actually
time.
fire.
That is fire.
That is
Your
fire.
mom
You would cry.
is a.
I would.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Your mother was out here.
Listen.
Listen.
All right.
All right, baby girl, but okay,
Okay.
Close your ears.
don't do this now.
Your mother.
Do
was
as I say,
not
as I do.
and did. Please.
Oh,
do that.
Lord.
I'm stupid in 20 something. Don't do
Listen.
what I did, baby. Learn.
I can't
Yeah, we
wait.
should definitely do
That's
that.
something
that's
that
a
should be done.
fire.
That's
Fire.
awesome.
Oh my
concept.
God, I'm already crying
Episode.
inside.
Yes, you are. I know
Oh,
you
yeah. We
are.
also wanted to talk about The Shop. Everybody watch The Shop on HBO.
Yeah.
LeBron's
I saw clips.
show. Of course, Alicia has it. I'm asking the three of
I'm
y'all.
busy. I've been busy.
Okay.
I saw the
Business
right
books
clips.
and
I saw clips. Exactly.
Watched it-
See?
I watched it in bed.
See?
I saw the right
Clips.
So
I'm glad we
basically,
watched
I mean,
clips.
everybody, you know,
I will
both
say,
you saw
I will
the
say
clips.
this, and I'm
You
mad
get
that I'm mad that Peter Rosenberg said this first because I feel like they're gonna think I'm saying it after him. But Drake definitely won the war and lost the battle.
Yeah.
He won the war and he lost the battle.
Yeah.
But he didn't use the same equipment to win the war. He went the whole high road, cosign, integrity. I'm older, more mature kind of. But nigga, no.
Nah, dude.
You would have done the same petty shit. You are known for doing petty shit.
Yeah, a
But
year
he
ago.
knew he couldn't win that battle.
It's hip hop.
So it's like, let me play this chess move instead. And still come out decent.
Yeah, I completely bought into the integrity thing. I was like, exactly, Drake. You don't want to go to that place of darkness.
Right.
Obviously.
You're so mature.
I mean, God,
You're
the
so-
light man. You gotta walk with it.
I
Oh.
You
can't
know?
be bothered
And
to-
then I was
Yeah.
like,
I don't know if it's valid or
He
not,
gets it.
but it
He
was
gets
definitely a move.
He
It's
gets it.
definitely a move.
My favorite part, and me and Scotty were talking about this the other day, was when LeBron sunned him and was like, "Well, what did I say? What did
Right, and he's like, whoa.
Well, I mean,
when-
well,
you-
basically,
you-
I mean, what you had said was
He's
when
like,
you
well,
texted
what
me.
I said is,
He
you
was
took
like,
the entire.
Yeah,
I was like, what are you talking about?
You could never be
mad at me because you love me so much.
You like me. And
Like it was.
I was like,
crazy.
ooh.
Yeah, that was mad cringy. That was very cringy.
That was so weird. But I mean, I just think he respects LeBron like that.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks up to
As
him
does a lot
so
of
much.
people.
Like like
Yeah.
if LeBron turned to me and said, "Gia, pick up that damn piece of paper," I'd be like,
We
"I mean,
would've-
drop no paper." But
I also respect you too, LeBron.
like, like one time at a NBA game, he was running. So their dressing rooms are right by like where the Wizards host all the. Okay, I'm not gonna be crazy and call the dressing room a locker room. The visiting team's locker room
yes.
is right by our dressing room, and so, Like one time I was it was my first season. I was like, I really want to see LeBron. I freaking love LeBron. So I'm going to figure out a way to swindle by while they're like praying before the, thing. Or not praying, doing their little team thing. And so I like walked by and he was just like, everybody started looking. And then he was like, what's up, shawty? And I was just like, I was like, how, where, how, who? And he was like, you good? I was like, I'm great. I'm great. And I just like walked really fast to my dressing room. I was like, I don't know what I thought was going to happen. Like I was going to see him and then he was going to be like, you're the greatest host ever. And then my life would change. I don't know what.
Here's the golden ticket.
Here's the golden ticket. I thought it was going to be like a Disney movie. Like when they imagine in the flashbacks, when they see somebody they really look up to.
And it's everything you wanted it to be.
You must meet my agent. He's going to change
back into me like, what'd you say?
What'd you say? You're
in my way.
You're standing in the way.
You're in
my way.
He has that authoritative presence about him, and then
he got
great.
levels.
Yeah.
Man,
He
got levels.
He's just getting better with time.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, all right,
His
guys.
mind is sharp, bro.
Let's go Lakers.
His mind is sharp.
I still would have liked a response.
I know hip hop purists would. He already addressed y'all.
Yeah,
he
talked
addressed
about
y'all. He
you.
shut down every single comeback angle.
No,
this nigga
it
is
wasn't
smart.
though. It wasn't because Styles P came on.
He sure did.
Yes, he came on Ebro in the morning and he was like, "Listen, nah, there are no. You don't know to what standard he holds his wife on. So once you say my wife's name, that shit is out the window.
Broke it.
Point blank.
Everything. Mm-hmm. So what I said about your mans is what I say and will stand by because you want to bring up my wife who has nothing to do with this.
Nobody knew
and
her.
I don't know what.
She ain't never
what
peeped.
kind of pedestal I
ain't even gonna say her name.
So
no one knew
she
her.
said her name.
Yeah,
her
is
whole
she?
name.
You did.
So okay,
And she's obviously private.
very.
Yeah,
I mean, people didn't even know that Pusha T was in a relationship.
Which,
some people.
Right.
on the flip,
Unless
is
you a
really
Push fan.
attractive for the black man at this point because it's like, look where the black man holds.
That's
black
true. So
woman
Push
to a
did
certain
win to that.
esteem.
Right.
Yeah.
So listen, you're gonna have to catch these bars. Your nigga gonna have to catch these bars. And I said what I said. Now
I said.
I still
what
don't
I
understand.
said.
I get it. The integrity part. I understand. I don't.
No, it was a strategy. And for those who don't see what it was as a play, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah."
Honestly, I feel like he didn't have enough on Push. He had more on Kanye.
Yeah.
And that's what
And
this
he
was
wasn't-
all
I
about.
agree.
Yeah.
People were gonna think that he had tried to divert, like, take the attention off of Push and more into
'Cause he couldn't
Kanye.
take the heat.
He couldn't.
And he was
So,
hurt about
I
the whole
agree.
thing with Kanye in the song.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You didn't have enough on Push. It's cool. Like you did. You won the war. You just lost so bad.
You lost a real big
this
battle.
really
You
bad
lost a
battle.
real
Like,
big battle.
You really caught the extra L. But because people love Drake so much.
Right.
And Jinx said this before, because I know people are going to say it now, whatever. But he said he's cleaning house. He's like making up with everybody.
He is.
Right. He's with,
For what? Chris Brown came out.
Chris Brown, everybody.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
making sure
Everybody.
everybody's cool. He's trying to be
Right.
a grown ass man. Maybe it is part of the strategy.
To take Kanye down.
I'm taking the high road approach, and then something I don't know.
They're all taking
Something's
Kanye
gonna
down.
happen.
They're gonna take.
No,
a stand
Drake is
against
really,
Kanye.
really smart.
But
Very calculated. Very smart.
Bop. Blase
he's
blah.
talking about his
shop.
Boop, boop, boop.
he's talking about his
wrong with
relationship with his baby mom,
Push it.
and I still think that he still dreams about this Rihanna and him.
Yo, that was
Absolutely.
so cute.
that
I loved
Rihanna
that.
line. And he was like, I kind of do want to see them together just for the sake of like
He
it
and
being a
Rihanna?
little power couple.
Me too.
Yeah,
Another
with the
like
Yeah.
JMB.
I'm over it.
I think
wanna
Rihanna
be a
sees.
more
I think
dysfunctional
Rihanna
family.
actually
Horrible
sees
JMB.
him.
Yeah.
The party done on
Well,
that.
It's
Next.
so
Party
done.
done.
It's
They both
done.
seem very grown now.
Yeah,
like
but
they're
it's
done.
over.
Rihanna, no, I think Rihanna actually sees Drake for Drake.
No, she's
Like
done.
she sees Aubrey. She doesn't see the whole.
I think
Drake,
Rihanna is
Drizzy,
like, I don't give a fuck.
Sis also said you had a
Yeah.
baby. He probably had a baby upon her as well. So we don't have the
Baby upon her.
time. He probably had a baby on her while they were dating or whatever the case may be, or dating this woman or whatever the case may be.
She's like, you ain't worth it.
She doesn't hate him, but she just can't talk to him. I'm sure that was I'm not
Their
gonna act like I was
relationship-
there, but I'm sure that had something to do with it.
Their relationship dynamic to me has always felt like a really cool girl in high school who's a cheerleader and really dope, and Drake who comes to the games and sits with his gamer friends and is obsessed with her. And then
his gamer friend?
His gamer friends.
So he's a loser.
So they play
Basically,
Fortnite.
he's one of them loser niggas.
He's
What
definitely
is
not
a
on the
gamer?
basketball
Okay.
team.
Not
guys.
on the basketball team.
On the basketball team,
Right.
chess club,
No,
drama
there-
team.
And this is how I feel like Rihanna sees him. Like she's like, you ain't never really, you was never my like her type.
I gave you a
know what I'm
chance.
saying?
Yeah, I gave you a chance.
I gave you a chance. Like even in the
'Cause I have a
wild,
kind heart.
what's that
Right.
rude boy? Whatever video she was in, standing in front work and just twerking in front of him, and he was like obsessed with her. Like that is like what happens when dudes are obsessed with like cheerleaders who walk by. Like you never thought you have a chance, and now you do, so you kind of freak out. Like for some reason, their dynamic never felt equal.
Right.
Even in that awkward ass speech
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
MTV, and he was like, "Rihanna, I love you,"
Why did he
and she
do
was just
that?
like
Because he's fucking self-centered.
making faces. You know, like there's not. He's obsessed with her, which is
Even
why he
nah,
said.
what's my name? He was staring at her, the
The
love in
whole-
his eyes.
No, he loved
in
her
the
for
movie.
sure.
I mean, in the music video.
In the movie.
I was like, in
Of
the
their
movie.
life.
Yeah, true.
He definitely
Yeah,
loved
that's right.
her.
I'm glad it was short-lived, though.
Yeah, I'm good off that
Take
couple.
Care was their love story.
Mm.
I'll take care of you.
They make good
I'll
songs.
take-
They do.
I'll
They really
They
do.
do.
But I think Rihanna's like, you can't even.
Yeah, you
She,
can't.
she,
You can't
she
even.
hated that song.
Yeah.
And Drake thinks he's savage. And then she's like, oh, you
No.
met the right one.
Yeah.
What you not gonna do?
Right.
Come here, rude boy.
Rihanna is what
Them
Drake
soft
really
girls.
wants to be.
Okay.
Oh, God.
What's that? Who was Drake with?
I said Rihanna is what Drake really wants to be. Like
Wow.
her level of savagery
So
and
obsessed
to
with it.
not
Big
give a
dick
fuck.
energy
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. We
Drake
definitely
doesn't
did give
have
sis
a-
big dick energy.
Blink
We did.
twice.
We
Did we? I
Nothing.
don't think so.
What?
I don't think we
Who
did.
give a fuck?
Rihanna, yeah, she was our top.
And Rihanna.
Oh yes, Rihanna's a queen of big dick energy.
Rihanna, whenever you want to come here, we just want to.
That'd be
Listen here, bad gal Riri.
You talk about savage ways.
please
What's the most
teach us
savage
the
thing
ways.
we've done?
teach us your
You
ways.
tell us about Drake.
Your ways.
Teach us your
It's
ways.
over. This episode is over. It's so
But no,
Teach
okay,
us
wait, but
your
what did y'all
ways.
think of Drake's
where's
side
the
of the Kanye, like what he said about the Kanye thing?
Oh, the story.
The story was crazy to me.
I thought
Oh,
the
yeah,
story
fuck
was
with
crazy as well.
Like he gonna be like,
How he
oh yeah, like I just want to hear your album real
Yeah.
quick. Like I
That's
just
real,
wanna see
like,
what's going
conniving
on.
and
Like,
backstabbing.
that's crazy. Like
It's
that
real
really
conniving,
put,
but
that
that
put the nail in the
also-
coffin.
Gemini
Yeah.
shit though.
But I feel like that's also hip hop. Like I do to a certain extent. I
Well,
do.
he also knew that Drake wouldn't beat his ass. That ain't no hip hop shit. Cause he wouldn't have done, he tried to pull that with anybody else.
Jay-Z.
He wouldn't have pulled
Okay.
that with anyone else. Drake, he knew. Oh yeah, and they had prior beef before that. They had They have such a long list of beef. It's insane. Even started from like So Far Gone, like that. Yes, from there. So, like now, I guess he was trying to do it again and
Give him a chance.
give him a chance to do all this
Said
stuff
he
just
didn't
to
even
find
know.
out that this nigga was coming out with a whole album.
That
was
shit is
releasing
crazy.
albums around his
Around the
album release.
19th.
4
And then-
albums around.
Yeah.
Right, and then on top of
Passion.
that, the song that he was supposed to give him, he takes
did
it
some
back.
bullshit on
He
it.
did some bullshit on it, which is ultra just
That's
disrespectful.
that is. That's mad
Does he
disrespectful.
know
You
it?
thought this was lit?
Right,
Watch this.
right.
Boobity
Scooty
boo.
scoop, doobity doo.
But then on top of that,
That's crazy.
produces the song that puts the literal
Yeah.
fire shot into the air. Is like, oh, just in case you thought we was cool at all.
And
I told him, you're having a son. No one knows, but guess what? Here you
Messy
go.
bitch.
Like,
You messy
come on,
queen.
dog.
You did that. That's
Wow.
what Kanye did. You
Call
are a
that nigga-
bitch
call him
for
a
that.
queen.
You
It's
queen.
appropriate.
God
Who
damn.
does that? Who
That's
does
crazy.
that?
No, that's a
over some child.
Like that's
Who
a
does
child.
that?
Like for real.
Come on,
and then
no.
you
Lil
get
ass
mad when
baby.
people talk about your wife and your kids and for
when they almost
Well, for-
got kidnapped. Remember the kidnapping and how he
remember
made
that.
a whole big thing about
Yep.
that?
Mhm.
That's very true.
I
but
mean, you
I-
can't
I-
get mad when you literally leak information.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy. Imagine how much better it would have gone over if when Scorpion dropped and everybody's listening to it at midnight, people were like, Drake has a kid. Oh my God. We would have been like,
That's fucking
whoa.
crazy. But no, this nigga
Whoa.
dropped 4 albums in the month of
Yep.
June.
And then shared all your business and had you come out and produce and write on the albums.
That's the crazy part about it.
Eat my dick.
Like,
Yeah,
what was the point of that? What was the point of that?
So crazy.
Like, why'd he do that?
Kanye gave him his ass to kiss, and that was it. It was clear that he was like, I'm not fucking with you. Now, all of a sudden, Kanye wants to play this person that's like, oh, brother, come here. I want to love on you. Let's love on us. But we're like, fuck you. Fuck you. This whole, even if Pusha, you didn't tell Pusha. You did a whole bunch of other shit that I don't fuck with. Right. Like, that's it. I don't fuck with you. So there's that. And we don't need to fuck with each other. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Ever.
And
then Kanye go get mad talking about some brother, why you going to let the media think you slept with my wife? Of course I'm not saying anything.
Oh, and on top of that, what, nigga? When does Drake ever go anywhere and say, hey, I just want to clear some rumors up? I did not sleep with whoever, whatever. There's been tons of rumors of who Drake slept with or whatever.
That's
why
like
would he
actually the
treat
running
this
thing that he tries to
differently?
sleep with everybody, girl.
Why would he treat this differently, though? Like, why would...
Especially when
over
you
a
play with my
conspiracy
life.
theory that was on Twitter, which I do kind of believe because it sounds great. The whole conspiracy theory on Twitter, I will tweet it for you guys. It's insane. But even, like, to have you think... Even a person that you don't like. If a person you don't like say, hey, can you go on Twitter and Instagram and say that this is not true? Thank you. Would you do it?
First of all, you'd be blocked from my phone.
Fuck with at all.
All things.
Say, hey, there's a rumor going around that you slept with my nigga. Can you go on there and fix it, please?
Why are you texting me? Why are you calling me?
You don't have my number. You don't have access to me. You would have had to call one of my friends and be like, look, so.
Even worse, you put it on. They publicly ask you
on
to
Instagram.
Say, hey, can you just say you not sleeping with my nigga? Thank you.
Can you take it down?
No.
And no one else knows all this bad stuff that happened too.
Wow.
Nigga,
Drake had to let it all out on the shop.
get off my dick, Drake.
And then I love that he recorded a lot of Scorpion after all that happened too.
Yeah.
Cause
sick
of these niggas.
Came out,
Sick of these niggas.
Nonstop.
Help.
Woo.
Rid of these niggas.
That's my shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
Not gonna hold you.
Huh?
What you mean? You got through the first CD and then didn't hit the second?
Only song I know is "That's How You Feel" and "Kiki."
So you listened to the second album and not the first.
I know
Nonstop.
To song.
It is what it is, and I'm just that.
I love Mob Ties.
I do
You
too.
know,
I haven't.
You know Nonstop. Don't ever stop. It's a rolling, not a pop. Don't ever stop.
Watch.
You come on.
I'll listen tonight.
I'm
It's
a
dark.
dog nigga.
But the
line I
I
know.
am light skinned, but I'm still a dog nigga.
That line I know.
Yeah.
I'm an unforgiving, wild ass dog nigga. Something wrong with it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like dark songs.
Yeah.
That sound dark.
That's
Yeah,
she was having a great
And
time.
that's as dark as Drake gets. Like,
Yeah,
with that.
Drake is very light.
Right. So,
Very light.
Very
but
light
I didn't
man.
like the second album. I liked the first album, which was like Mob Ties and Nonstop.
I want
a whole
more
bunch of-
songs from Drake and City Girls.
And City Girls.
I really
Two bad bitches
love.
and they kissing
I really
Period.
Period.
Yeah.
I take your man.
Oh my God. They went in on that.
Yes.
Song. I enjoy
They're
that
so
song.
cute. Free JT.
Okay.
You know what else we need? Y'all to free your money up so you can get these tickets to the Black Girl Vibe Party on Halloween.
That's a dark night.
Hey.
It's gonna be lit. It is on October 31st.
Yes.
You can come with us. Come hang out with us. We are doing a meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna look real cute because we're gonna have a costume that we don't know yet, but we're gonna figure it out. If y'all have just suggestions, tweet us. We love inspiration. But yes, go to our Twitter, Instagram, all of our Instagram and Twitter pages. We're all putting it up there. We want to see you guys. We're having an after party in the Barclays Center.
Yes.
That will literally be a lit after Halloween basketball game party type of thing.
Oh my God.
I'm like, we're really having a party at the Barclays Center.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody's
That's
like,
crazy.
yo, and I don't think it's hit any of us.
No,
that's
because we
we're just like,
we're like, yeah, no, it's a venue.
Right.
It's not.
It's not just
It's actually
another
an
venue.
arena
it's not on
slash
Space.
stadium slash.
Right.
I'm kind of freaking out right now.
Yeah, now that I've said that, I'm I kind of, you know what? Never mind.
I don't know what
it's just
to
a
do.
little
Please
venue.
come. I would love to see y'all faces.
Yes,
and
get y'all
come
tickets.
dressed to impress.
Yeah.
Please.
Have fun, guys.
Ooh,
Don't
we
take yourself
should
too
do-
serious.
Get like creative. I'd love to see some creative outfits.
Actually, we should do a best dress. Then we
should.
can do it.
We can do
And
it.
we can do it. I like how
We
you
can
clean
do
that
it.
up.
Because somebody coming through that can hook us up so that y'all can win. So make sure y'all win. And
Nope.
wear the fucking costume.
Wait,
what I want.
What?
I want-
Please
you
take
to
the
rap.
mic.
What?
Nah,
Okay,
not
good.
tonight.
You told me? You
Rhyme.
just told me?
Yeah.
Do that.
Sorry. Got carried away.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Well, this is episode 41. Had a great time.
Yes.
At us.
Awesome.
Talk about
At
a lot
Scotty
of
Beam.
shit.
At Chia Peppers.
At Alicia P.
At Bex Francois. What was I doing?
Forgot her name, y'all.
I did.
Jesus.
And I am at Saphira.
Good night.
Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we said